Where did we?
No, we're talking about Blade Runner because like I totally get that.
That song, by the way, was "Ghost and Ghost" by Lighthouse. Thank you, free to use EDM.com or actually YouTube channel.
The free EDM
Yeah.
to use.
Yeah. So I'll leave those credits down below if you want to check out their channel.
Pretty good when you have that royalty music where you can just have a decent intro.
Yeah, exactly. So what's up? This is Loud Lights, Bright Noises.
Yes,
I
is.
am. Well, you're.
I'm Michael, also known as King Tut's cousin.
And I'm DJ. I'm Tyson Fierce, or from Fierce Punch actually. I forgot to change my name.
Finally, instead of you being
Tyson _ Fierce.
All those upper and lowercase letters.
Yeah, it's just Fierce Punch.
There you go.
A lot simpler.
But we're just chatting a little bit about how Blade Runner 2049 is doing about as well as its predecessor at the moment.
Have you seen it?
2049?
Yeah.
I haven't, but I've heard like a lot of good things about it, and I'm like a stupid big fanboy for Super Best Friends Play, and I follow all of them on Twitter. And Wooly, one of the people on that team, was talking about how it is basically modern audience kryptonite.
What do you mean?
That it's slow paced, like scenes matter. There's like the fight scenes that are in it are realistic, big quotes, fight scenes. Like it's not like a WWE fight where someone's taking 14 punches and then they're going down. It's a lot like
you know, funny enough, I heard the same sort of criticisms for The Foreigner, the new Jackie Chan movie.
I heard about that came out today actually.
Yeah, I was thinking about maybe going to watch it today, but I didn't. But I heard because of the fact that it's it's directed by Mike Campbell. It's more slower. It was sort of like portrayed as like this Jackie Chan action movie with him doing a lot of like it was kind of like Taken but with Jackie Chan.
Yeah, that's the vibe I was getting from it. Actually.
But it's actually a lot. So it's actually a good big like back and forth with Jackie Chan and Pierce Brosnan.
Okay.
Where it's like a political thriller that sort of starts with Jackie Chan's daughter being killed. That's in the trailer, so it's not much of a spoiler.
Yeah. I feel that we need more of that, more like realistic-ish kind of things, while still keeping the fantasy element there. Because like Blade Runner, if you haven't watched the original one, is if you go to the Screen Junkies YouTube channel and you watch their honest trailer on it, it pretty much nails it right on the head of just like Decker stares into his windshield, staring at things, doesn't talk for 15 minutes. And that's like a large chunks of the movie of this Harrison Ford staring at things and just figuring them out, and him just drinking constantly. Just like every single like Leaving Las Vegas with Nick Cage has less drinking. Kidding, but like there's just a lot of like it's not a lot happening, but there's a lot of stuff to look at and go like, okay, does this mean something? Is this going somewhere? Yes, it is. And there's like 3 cuts
in the whole movie.
No, to the original.
Yeah,
there are 3 different ones. There's the theatrical cut.
Oh, I thought for some reason you meant like scene transition cuts, and I was like, you mean it's like Birdman with where it's like one big long like stretch.
Yeah, it's just like Hardcore Henry. Did you watch Hardcore Henry?
No, I did not watch that.
Do you know what that is?
Yeah, it's the first person shooter movie.
I watched that.
Yeah,
that's definitely a red box at midnight when you're drunk. That is one of the weirder. It's honestly one of the weirder movies I've ever watched.
Yeah,
because if you have any type of motion sickness in your body,
it's like I don't, but I just don't want to watch it.
It's not that great. It's like watching first person The Raid.
You know, because you ever seen Act of Valor?
Oh my god, I've heard of this movie.
It was like a military movie that was rated pretty poorly, but there was a lot of first person sequences in that movie.
Really?
With like it was basically Call of Duty where it's like gun like right in front of you in the screen.
In the middle of the screen.
Yeah, but I remember a lot of people who that I, on my Facebook were like, this movie was great because they're very like pro military. But like this movie, I was like, I support the military, but this was basically just Call of Duty the movie and Seriously. A bad Call of Duty the movie.
And I like with stuff like that, it's like a lot of people like with movies like that, and then movies like American Sniper, and like look, if you like American Sniper, I am not knocking you, but that movie is like so bordering on, in my eyes, like American propaganda. I'm just like, hey, the military is great.
I mean, it basically is, right?
But dude, the movie is so. Have you watched it?
No,
dude. There is a scene where what's his name?
Bradley Cooper.
Thank you. The guy from The Hangover.
Raccoon.
Oh, that wow. We both went 2 totally different directions on that. Bradley Cooper is basically almost has his baby swaddled, right? And this baby is plastic.
Are you serious?
Dude,
they don't even CGI a baby in there?
It is painful. Like, it's close to Mad TV levels of this is obviously a fake baby. Someone's going to rip it out of his hands and punt it across the room for comedic effect.
Wow.
Like, I get it. Like, yeah, the baby's not like an integral part of the movie, but like, spend a little bit more money, please.
Like, borrow the intern's baby, whatever.
Seriously, like, there are plenty. Like, Hannibal Buress has a whole bit about him like going through 3 different babies on set. Like,
wow.
Just because like one of them wasn't working right, the other one was like crying too much, the other one was like a perfect professional and like cried on cue like he was supposed to.
Wow.
But it's like when you have something that is like so obviously fake, it takes you out of it because it's like, okay, well, this is a movie.
Yeah.
And like that's another thing too in my eyes is the problem with like these like newer movies is like I personally don't mind Tom Cruise as an actor, but a lot of people do because I work a bar over at our local movie theater, and there are so many people like for the Mummy, the Mummy remake. That
I just saw that.
Really?
I saw that last week.
You know how they filmed that airplane scene?
How?
They went into one of those 0G planes.
Yeah. Actually, I did watch that. They did like the behind the scenes way before the movie came out.
He is absolutely insane.
Like as an actor or as a person? I think it's yes to both.
Yes,
right?
it is. It is yes to both. Also, for something that you cannot unsee, just Google Tom Cruise teeth.
Oh yeah, because it's right down the middle of his face, right?
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing in the world. And people at the bar didn't believe me, and I was like, Google it right now, and then like,
or he has a tooth, right in the middle.
like most people like
have sort of not buck teeth,
but they have
2
the
front
split.
teeth.
Yeah. Like, all I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth.
Yeah.
Like, no, Tom Cruise has this one chomper, like right in the middle.
Yeah.
And I told this to one of the people that was at the bar, and I'm quoting them. They were just like, "Wow, I hate him even more now." And I'm like, "What does this have to do with him as an actor?" And she was just like, "He's just so pompous and douchebaggy." I'm like,
"So is Christian Bale."
Yeah, for real. Like, have we not all watched that YouTube clip of him freaking out on set? It's the beginning of the song Christian Bale by Pusha T.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he's like, "Are you fucking ready? Roll camera, action!" Like, it's a whole song that just like starts out with Christian Bale getting pissed.
Yeah. I mean, like they even made fun of that in Duke Nukem. But actually, transitioning real quick. So you said you're in bar. We should probably introduce ourselves before we get any further in the podcast.
Yeah.
So like we said before, this is Loud Lights Bright Noises. This is our very first podcast that we've done individually or otherwise.
Right.
So yeah, I'm DJ, like I said before, and I am from Fierce Punch and T4K.
Oh boy.
The greatest YouTube channel that has ever existed in history.
The greatest YouTube channel that never was.
So and
I'm Michael from King Tut's cousin, formerly of T4K, the greatest YouTube
So you
channel.
Put in your resignation at some point for T4K. I didn't get that letter.
Yeah, I put in my resignation when I helped take everything off of that channel.
Everything is still there.
Yeah, but like anyway.
So I guess what do you want to say specifically? We've been friends since when? High school?
Pretty much since high school. We're both 23.
Yeah.
At the moment.
And
we've had like a lot of like, I wouldn't say ups and downs, but there have been like the stints where we realized it's just like, hey, we have lives, so we split. But then something happened that like we started getting together. We're like, hey, let's do this thing.
You mean the absence of a certain other person? That we started hanging out. We met through this other. His name is I'll say his name. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
It's his name's Nick. He was on with us at T4K, and he kind of introduced the two of us. Because you were at the mall, you guys were doing magic tricks or whatever.
I used to do close up card magic, not like Chris Angel, more like David Blaine.
Yeah.
And I used to just walk up to people and do tricks and all that. And then our mutual friend Nick was just like, "Hey, this is my friend DJ," and I'm like, "Yo, this guy's pretty cool."
And show you this magic trick, and I was like, "Oh shit, this is amazing!"
And, oh man, he's doing the thing that I don't understand, but I want him to do it to me again. Yeah. I basically lied to people, and people asked me to do it multiple times.
Yeah.
So
you're an actor.
Yeah. God, do not.
So you're the Tom Cruise of magic.
I will kick your ass on this podcast.
No one will see it.
You're right. They'll just hear it. We just add like the crash bang sound effects from cartoons.
I mean, I have that on file.
I know you do.
So aside from Loud Lights Bright Noise, we did do T4K or the Four Killers. That was our first like collaborative YouTube project. I guess
the
professional way to say it is like YouTube video project, but it was just us doing stupid like fucking let's plays on a YouTube channel.
And by let's plays, we were playing Mario Party, and we have 3 parts of DK Tropical Freeze on the Wii.
We have 4. I think I uploaded all of them. Yeah. The one I didn't upload was Kingdom Hearts.
But DJ also has something that he will never upload and will never see the light of day for some reason, and that is the Incredibles
playthrough
for the GameCube, in which we got approximately not that far.
We got far enough. We got like 3 levels in.
That wasn't 3 levels.
It was Mr. Incredibles level.
No, it was Mr. Incredibles opening level.
Elastigirl.
Dash.
And then Dash.
We went farther than that. We got back to the island.
We stopped there.
But then we got mad, or I got mad, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm going to the cheat code menu," because I remember.
Oh, you're right. We did the turret section. We went through 4 levels of that game. We never got to Violet.
Yeah, we didn't get to Violet, which was apparently from what we found online, a worse Metal Gear Solid than anything you could imagine.
Oh, was it a stealth section?
Yes, it was. Of course it was. She turned invisible.
Man. That's kind of dumb because she can like do psychic stuff.
But she can go invisible because she's a god.
Because she's shy. Yeah, wow. I didn't even think about that. That's incredible.
It's incredible.
All right, so if you left the podcast now, but yeah, so we did that. There was 4 of us, and possibly definitely more.
Upwards of 7.
Upwards of 7 people.
All of which I'm not sure if they fully introduced themselves. They kind of just said, "Hey, I'm Name. Hi, I'm Name." And
that was about it, basically. But so we did that for a while, and then we kind of stopped because
life got in the way a little bit.
Yeah, just we just couldn't really get together and play video games too much anymore. At least in terms of like being able to record and stuff. And then you started doing KTC because we started playing Yu-Gi-Oh. That's a Yu-Gi-Oh channel. I don't know if it's a Yu-Gi-Oh channel.
It's not necessarily a Yu-Gi-Oh channel as much as it is just a channel where I'll post whatever I think is interesting or cool. And at the moment, I only have 2 videos.
That's what I say. I was like, it's 100% Yu-Gi-Oh right now, though.
It's okay. The first one was a complete shit post.
The playmat.
The playmat. Yeah, the playmat was because of a Yu-Gi-Tuber formerly known as Glasgow YGO, currently known as Farfa.
Oh, really? Changed his name?
Yeah, because I think it's because of his job or something. He didn't want his employers because like his name was where he lives, Glasgow, so he didn't like want like any super connect. He even went so far as using Google Voice.
Wow, really?
Because he didn't want like his voice all over his channel.
Welcome, this is Jersey Punch.
Yeah, basically. And
King Tut's Carolina.
It would be like King Tut's relative. But yeah, so he had a video up where another guy on his channel, Duncan, said like something really stupid and like generic, and it was like, well, no shit, Sherlock. And then I decided to put the quote on a playmat, and I sent it to him, and then he put it up on his Facebook, and then I got like 800 views off of it. Yeah, and that was really cool.
I saw that. That was like that's your highest viewed video so far.
Ever.
Out of the 2 videos.
Yeah, out of the 2 videos, the other one has like 15. Where another mutual friend of ours, Matt, actually does like a pretty decent pull. If you know what that means, he pulls a really nice card out of a pack. Yeah, and those are the only 2 videos at the moment. But I want to put up more like either live action duels with me and Matt, and that's about it because that's all the people I play Yu-Gi-Oh with.
You could, I mean, man, you should have done more like tournament videos if you could have.
Well, when we all did it?
No, just like when you went to pro play. Because I remember back in the day with like Yu-Gi tubers and stuff, like there were so many, you go to tournaments, you do like deck profiles with like, they're not even, I mean, strangers, I guess.
Randoms.
But randoms, like it's like, oh, hey, your deck's doing really well. Can I do a deck profile on it? Like,
problem is with that, when I went over to pro play, the not so unique air quotes decks never did well because you were just going against pro players who were playing almost strictly meta.
Well, that could be good for you specifically because it'd be like, what's making your version of this deck better than everybody else's?
Oh, the day of the week because someone else didn't show up.
Well,
I know what you mean, but like it was just like it was like a really like competitive locals, and the people that went there, it was. The annoying thing with Yu-Gi-Oh is like when there's like one deck that's good, there's not a lot of variance in the build because like it's borderline card for card the same except for like 3 or 4 different techs, and you give that tech like a week or 2, and then that tech is now in everyone else's deck. Then you have to re-innovate, and at some points there's like maybe a card or 2 different, and then you're just like, watching a chess match at that moment, and like it does get boring. And like ever since Pro Play moved to Miami, and good for them because they are like excelling ridiculously fast. And I think there's they're like 50,000 sales on TCG Player.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're really expanding. But yeah. Anyway, away from like that, we can get back to that in like different topics or later on. But yeah, so my channel just like might turn into like a borderline shitpost channel. I don't know.
Why not?
It's just for whatever I think is cool.
I mean, I just put a shitpost, fucking fierce trash.
Fierce
is what
trash. I love that, dude. That was so funny.
I tried to make it like the most like. I don't know if it's like Vine titled or like
the
Facebook
lowercase.
Because lowercase, and just call it fierce trash.
I like that a lot. I think that was really clever.
When
really
nerds, and then
nerds
I worked extra hard on that thumbnail for no reason.
I noticed.
I recreated basically Smash Force Final Destination with a pizza as the sun.
I didn't even notice.
I know no one would notice.
It was a thumbnail.
No one would notice.
But another thing that DJ and I both enjoy mutually is just a general under the umbrella of entertainment.
Yeah,
we
I agree with that.
We both appreciate like different forms of entertainment. I am more on like the movies and I guess Yu-Gi-Oh side because like you can't get entertainment from Yu-Gi-Oh just for like the fact that it's like borderline.
Well, I used to be super into Yu-Gi-Oh,
but it just started accelerating way too fast.
Yeah, for me it's just like I don't really want to keep up with the meta anymore.
That's fair, dude. Like it's really annoying, and for anyone who decides to listen and knows what Yu-Gi-Oh is, it's just accelerated synchro summon.
Well, the difference between like keeping up with, let's say, a fighting game is that you don't have to. I mean, aside from maybe DLC characters, you don't have to spend extra money to continue playing. But if you wanted to do, trading cards in general, this could. I mean, with Pokemon, it's a little easier because they rotate sets. So I guess you're basically like forced to spend money.
You are forced to spend money, but with Yu-Gi-Oh, like you can. Like the new thing in the meta right now is like there's a new mechanic in which like it limits how. Pardon me. Oh man, that Mexican food was good.
It was a steak sandwich.
It was good. Shut up.
Like a fucking taco with beans.
No, we had the fucking what was it before? What did we have when we were there?
What? The empanada.
Empanadas, yeah, those were good. So.
Shout outs to Don Cafe.
Yo, for real, that place is great.
24-hour like Spanish restaurant.
Hell yeah,
great.
Be the only gringo there. It's the best.
But yeah, you were.
I know for a fact I was. And I was getting looked at. I could feel it. Like I could totally. Feel it.
I thought it was hilarious. Just for a second, like anytime the lady said anything, and even though she spoke in clear English, you had to lean in to hear her.
It was loud.
And then she's like, I wonder if it's my accent.
No. You're probably right.
I probably embarrassed her.
Yeah, most likely.
Nah.
But like there are totally there are some decks that are out now that don't even have the new type of monster in it in order to play. They just work around it. Like like even your deck, like the heroes from GX and onwards. Like those are still like that's an anti-meta option right now.
Is it?
Yes. Because Dark Law obliterates most decks.
Oh. You mean masked heroes?
Masked heroes, pardon me. Yeah.
You have to be specific.
I'm sorry that you have over like 40-50 cards in your pool with the word hero in it.
Yep. Capital letter hero because we changed that because before they had to specifically name which hero they were talking about, but now all of them fall in the same category as capital HERO.
Thank God. But yeah, like Dark Law Turbo is totally a thing. Like it's turning to protect the castle, but it's still really good. Like, I mean, the kaijus are still, like, stupid expensive on their own just because they're outs to anything and
That's
everything.
Funny.
Dude, you don't understand. You bought everything for however much you did, like...
I maybe spent $30, $40 on that deck.
That's about, like, maybe 6 cards.
I'm
telling you, like your
the most expensive thing from that was,
the turtles?
No, I pulled all those.
You pulled your turtles?
Yeah.
You suck.
Because remember, when I was trying to build kaijus, before they even like not even hit Amazon or whatever, but I would try to pull all of them, because they were actually I don't know common.
They were common.
They were easy to find.
Now it's like one of those turtles is like $5.
The most expensive one was the spell card.
Waterfront?
No, not the field spell. The one that got limited to 1. Yeah.
Right.
That was maybe like what $4 per
dark hole that nets you a monster and it's also a Rhoda.
Yeah. Well,
But anyway, yeah, we do. We like entertainment, is what we're saying.
We really like Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, for someone who doesn't even play the game anymore.
Yeah. So I mean,
but yeah. So,
okay. So going back to it.
I'm more in the movies and the movies side of it, and he's more into the video games entertainment side. And there are plenty of similarities that go in between those. Shockingly, that we've both started to realize the more we start like talking and throwing ideas back and forth.
Well, because there are two mediums that are sort of concurrent in terms of like how they're both handling, times and stuff like that, modernizations. But speaking of which, so you want to talk about movies recently, right?
Yeah, like a lot of movies now.
We were talking about Blade Runner earlier, so I guess I can kind of fit into it.
Like Blade Runner is one of those movies where, like we mentioned earlier, that Wooly said on Twitter that it was a modern audience kryptonite, and by that he meant it was slow paced. Like you had to pay attention. You have to pay attention because like little things will happen. There's not a lot of dialogue. There's not a lot of action, and the stuff that is said really, really matters. So you can't look at it like you would look at a Transformers.
Or Fast and Furious.
Exactly, because like in my eyes, the Fast and Furious franchise is bordering on parodying itself.
I think it makes it better.
It parodying itself?
Yeah, because
for sure.
It started off in like it was a series that came from 2000.
And it was kind of trying to be serious as like a car theft.
Sort of, yeah.
Car theft, car racing. Kind of. And then once we get to Fast 7, Fast 8, Ludacris is driving a submarine. Driving a tank. Pardon me, and they have to fight a submarine.
Well, I think that's a series that understood how to modernize itself without like losing its audience.
There's a sentence in the trailer that Ludacris yells, "Oh man, they got a tank."
Whatever.
This is Katana.
It's a fast tank, right? Or it's Furious?
Oh, it seemed pretty furious.
What is it? Is it Fast 7? What's the next one? No, we're
already
at 8, are we?
Yeah, it's Fate.
Oh wait, no. I saw that someone that maybe Tyrese put on Facebook already. That like the sequel title is already up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you catch the naming convention of the Fast franchise and how there isn't one?
Well, I know Fate.
No, every single Fast movie does not have the same naming convention.
Yeah. Aside from, actually,
none.
You're right, none.
Absolutely none.
Did Tokyo Drift come out after the first one? Is that technically the second movie?
No, let's not go into this. Dude, it is so like it's bordering on like Yakuza levels of okay, this comes first, and then this story goes there, and then this happened then.
Which one's worse, Fast Furious or Rambo?
Probably Fast because there's more. Like there are characters that show up in Fast movies that are dead in the previous movies.
No, that's just a timeline thing. That has nothing to do with the title, though.
Yeah, but the fact that the timeline...
There's a timeline to begin with.
Yeah, for a Fast and the Furious movie. I mean, like, Fast 6, I believe, is the movie that's infamous and memed out to have the longest airplane runway in the world.
Yeah.
Because it just doesn't end.
Yeah.
And I've watched that scene, and I'm like, okay...
It's great.
The end of this tarmac should be coming up soon because we've been in this for approximately 5 minutes, and it's long enough for The Rock to do his finisher in the back of a plane.
That's long enough, right? They measured that exactly to that amount.
But then it kept going.
Oh, whoops. For everybody to cheer.
Yeah, which people did from what I remember.
Yeah, those movies are well loved though.
Oh yeah, they're borderline. They're not cult classics.
They're the Call of Duty of movies.
They are dude. That's so.
Because it started out serious, it started out grounded, and then it just gets ridiculous.
And then it went to Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, then it just gets ridiculous.
Press F.
Advanced Warfare. Soon enough, Jon Snow will be showing up in both.
After coming back from the dead. Spoilers.
For what? Call of Duty.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Duty.
Game of Duty Thrones.
Oh man. So you were talking about like what success of recent movies versus the unsuccessfulness of others. You're talking about Mother specifically.
Yeah, okay. Now I'm going to be
or was that a marketing
That was a marketing thing, but I want to go into a little bit like on why I think that movie didn't do well.
Are we going to spoiler territory?
Yes, I was going to say we're putting on our spoiler pants now. So, if you haven't seen Mother, you're not out of the statute of limitations for it, but I haven't seen it either. I've just read everything that happens.
Wow, you haven't seen the movie?
Okay.
You want to talk about a movie you haven't seen?
Working in a movie theater means you can kind of say you've seen every movie because you can see the end of every movie.
Okay, but turning on the radio doesn't mean I've heard every song.
Don't bring logic into this. Like what I'm saying is that I've read the synopsis
Oh
on the movie.
my god!
Shut up! I've read the synopsis on the movie, so therefore I have spoiled myself on the movie, so I know what happens.
Oh.
Yes, I've read breakdowns. I've read the wiki. I've went through and I've.
But how will you know exactly until you watch the actors perform the script?
Because you don't know what I'm about to say, and like it's not that I don't want to see it. It's that I'm good. And here's why. Do you care about the ending?
I've already rewatched the full spoiler.
Okay, so we're getting into
But I'm not claiming that I've seen the movie.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you how this goes. Okay, so spoilers. If you haven't seen Mother, just skip through and you'll find out.
Everyone's gonna drop out. It's like, forget it.
Yeah, that's basically what's gonna happen, but fuck it. So long story short, Jennifer Lawrence is living a pretty great life with Javier Bardem, I forget how to pronounce his name. And everything's going great. He's a writer, and I think his name in the movie is Him, and then her name is Mother. Like that's their given names and credits, I believe. Okay? Mm-hmm. So everything's going great.
You would know if you saw the movie.
You will fuck right off the edge, dude. Fuck off. You suck so bad.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, yeah.
Go ahead.
Thank you. So everything's going great, and she's like painting a house. The inside of the house is a brand new, beautiful house in the middle of this oasis, and not really an oasis. It's a really big field, and it looks really nice, like a picturesque kind of house, like a postcard. And then a man shows up, who I believe his name is Adam. Okay, Adam. So he comes over, and they start talking and all that, and then from the synopsis that I read, that there is a scar on his back that Javier Bardem quickly covers up. And Javier Bardem, by the way, is a writer. It's important. It's integral to the plot. He's a writer. And there is like this crystal in the house that is like revered. He's like, don't touch this crystal. It's like a family heirloom. I really like this. Don't touch it. Don't dust it. Just keep it where it is. So Adam comes over. You see a scar on his back, and then the day ends, and next day happens, and then a woman shows up, Eve. Okay. So they're, like more and more plot happens. Then their children arrive. I'm not sure if their children are named Cain and Abel, but they might as well have been named Cain and Abel. Because eventually one of them kills the other one. If you can't figure out where we're going, this is a biblical-esque movie.
Yeah.
And more specifically the Book of Genesis, which is really hard to cram into 2 hours. Because a lot of shit happens in the Book of Genesis. From what I have read.
Have you read any of the Bible?
Anyway, so...
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's the best work of fiction there is.
Saying that the person who has a rosary in his car.
Whatever, you also have a Sonic fucking...
I believe they're both real.
That's fair. And... You can believe what you want. I'm not bashing it. I decided to say because it's funny to say the Bible's a work of fiction because it always gets people from Jimmy's rustled.
Well, here's a shout out for me specifically to a YouTuber I love. There's this guy named Sam Mason who makes messed up Bible stories.
Oh, really?
And he tells the story legitimately with legit quotes of the Bible in these really funny like flash animations where it makes fun of it. But he legitimately quotes it.
Right. The actual verses.
Yeah, actual verses where it sounds really stupid, like, in the context of what's happening.
There are so many different versions of it, too. Like, you can take almost any part of it out of context to make it fit whatever you're trying to talk about.
The LeBron version, King James.
The LeBron version, King James.
New edition. Cleveland edition.
Criterion collection of the Bible.
When God dunked on Satan.
Anyway...
Jesus and his triple double.
Any fucking way.
So mother and
basically like she ends up giving birth to a baby, and I believe soon before this happens, Kristen Wiig shows up, whose only credit on IMDb from what I have seen is her. She is credited as Harold.
She's the movie.
She's credited as Harold. Okay, and Javier Bardem is him and Jennifer Lawrence have sex, and she gets impregnated, and then he is inspired by this, and then he writes 1 page. Basically, like he just writes like one beautiful page, and then his publicist Kristen Wiig comes by, and she's like, "This is amazing. I'll have to show this to the world." And then like hundreds of people show up to their house, like celebrating. They're trying to get at him, trying to like tell him like, "Oh, this is the best thing ever," yada yada yada. This is amazing. So then Jennifer Lawrence gives birth to this baby, and Javier Bardem wants to share and like celebrate with the baby with everyone, but through a bunch of other crazy stuff that's happened, like the crystal getting broken, and then there was another mad party that happened in which like people broke the sink, and like they were sitting on it, and then it was like, "Don't sit on the sink; this can't support you." That was like a legit line in the movie too. So she's like, "Don't no, I'm not letting you take my baby." So she stays up for like days, making sure that because she falls asleep, the baby's out of her hands.
Yeah.
So she, of course, human. She succumbs, falls asleep, wakes up, baby's gone. Javier Bardem is out with the baby in the crowd, and the crowd is basically crowd surfing. Seriously, no, they're like crowd surfing the baby, right? And then you just hear this like crack of its neck being snapped.
Yeah.
And then they start eating it.
Oh.
Yeah. They start devouring this infant, like just freshly dead infant. Start ripping it apart and eating it. Okay. Obviously, this does not sit well with Jennifer Lawrence.
It's like, my baby!
Basically, she's like, "Hey guys, that's not cool, yo."
Yeah, they did this in Metroid Other M and no one liked it either.
The baby.
Metroid Other Mother.
Oh god, I'm not sure. Is that a thing?
What? No.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
You know, oh, that's the plot of Other M.
I know that, but I didn't. I was saying, is it the other mother?
No, it's
okay.
Yeah,
or
okay.
Metroid. Yeah,
It's Other Metroid.
Okay, so obviously this does not sit well with Jennifer Lawrence. So she just snaps and starts killing people, going absolutely berserk. And then she goes down to like the basement. I guess they're like these big oil, like what are those things called? Barrels, big oil barrels down.
I was gonna say oil rig, but that's not it, right?
Yeah, no, that's what's out in the ocean.
Barrels, yeah.
That'd be impressive if there was an oil rig under the house. Hide that shit well in the middle of the fucking forest or field.
Well, that's what humans do, right?
Oh, dude, you're so close to.
I know exactly what it is, though. I know exactly why she's called Mother.
Well, yeah, yes, exactly.
Mother Nature.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
But, and the movie ends by her blowing up the house, and her, I think she kills herself or she dies in the fire, something like that.
I don't know. You've seen this movie.
Shut the fuck up. I've read reviews and I watched Comic Book Girl 19 talk about it.
Okay.
What? Okay.
The only reason, like, I wish you'd watch the movie so I could ask you what the dialogue was like in the movie.
Dialogue was alright. Like, I've seen bits and pieces from, like, doing theater checks and, like, looking in the movie and, like, watching it.
Well, did they speak like normal people?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, it takes place in modern day. But it's, like, the whole thing is that Jennifer Lawrence is Mother Earth and him, Javier Bardem, is man. But he's also... God.
I thought he was God.
No, he is God, yeah. But he's also the embodiment of man and how man destroys Mother Nature. So it's all because I fucking forget.
Well, I thought it was the context of like the relationship between God and Mother Nature and how humans sort of get in between that.
It's how man destroys Mother Nature. Because I forget the name of the director, but he's a big like environmentalist.
We can look that up instantly.
Fact checking will ruin this podcast.
Through Google. Through the magic of Google. That's what adulthood is like.
What? Fact checking?
It's like, hey, what's the answer to this question? I don't know. Google it.
My dad used to tell me, I don't know, get a dictionary on how to spell things. And he goes, I don't know, Google it.
Yep. That's what it is now.
Yeah, but
like, Darren Aronofsky,
right? Aronofsky is a really big guy when it comes to environmentalism and trying to talk more about how like we are destroying the earth. So it is like God or Javier Bardem is also like quote unquote God, and he's also a representation of man and how man is like destroying Mother Nature and is continuing to destroy Mother Nature, because at the end of the movie, I think it's a new woman wakes up in the same house and everything's fine, so it can all happen again.
But what does that mean then?
It's recurring. It's always recurring. It just doesn't stop. It's Ouroboros, the snake eating itself. So it just keeps going. And it seemed really interesting because working at a movie theater, you get to hear some candid reviews when they're walking out of the theater. And one of my teachers from high school who I'm friends with, he likes these like strange esoteric kind of movies. And I asked him, I'm like, oh, what did you think? He goes, it was cool, it was interesting, it's definitely weird, it's not for like the average moviegoer. I was like, okay, cool, I can understand that, I'll use that, because like when you're sitting at the bar and someone's like, oh, I want to go see Mother, it's like, oh, well, be prepared for baby consumption,
right?
You know, like try like apparently there was like some like new parents that went to go see it, and I was fighting with myself if I should warn them or not, because it's like this might be a little heavy for you,
right?
So, but I didn't, because you know you have to learn.
Yeah.
So, but then there was a mother of a friend of mine who went to go see it, and she was like, "Well, that fucking sucked," and I was like, "Oh, all right, well, there's the other side of that coin."
Well, I with movies like that, you always kind of have to draw the line between whether people will see it as being too pretentious or not.
That is true, but here's where the topic lies. Mother, in the commercials, from what I saw, was not advertised as being what it was. It looked like a home invasion movie in which Javier Bardem was a cult leader. Kind of was, not really though. And all these people were trying to break into the house to get to Jennifer Lawrence.
Right.
Which that wasn't how it went at all.
Well, I mean, if you know how that goes, though. Like, the trailers are made by a totally separate company who are sent clips of the movie, and it's mostly just to try and get people in seats in movie theaters.
Here's the thing, though. There was a pre-roll. I don't know if you know about this. For it, there was a pre-roll specifically for Mother in the commercials for it that was like, people will remember where they were when they first saw Mother. After the movie ends, make sure you go to the box office in the lobby, get your tickets for Mother. I swear to you, I'm not kidding.
What?
Yes, there was a literal, hey, you're about to watch it, but here's this trailer for Mother, the most horrifying movie in decades. Go get your tickets so you don't miss out on this event.
Well, I guess if there's baby eating, I guess it is pretty horrifying, huh?
But that was representing eating the body and blood of Christ.
Oh.
Because Mother gave birth. And the whole bit was that the paper that Javier Bardem wrote was the New Testament.
Wait. What? That's a little more, huh?
No, like, it's a huge allegory for the Bible.
Well, because I was going to say, it's like Mother Nature didn't give birth to Jesus. A woman did.
But,
a normal human woman did.
A mother did.
Yeah.
Like, it depends on which light you're looking in this movie in, on what your symbolism is, but overall, in my eyes, it's an allegory for the Bible.
Well, obviously it is, right, with all the naming conventions.
Naming conventions and the symbolism.
Yeah.
And that turned off a lot of people because they was like, yo, why did I just watch cannibalism?
I like how that's like the center point.
No,
I just watched the baby get eaten. What the fuck is wrong with my life?
Seriously, like, people were getting up, they were leaving, people were like crying. Some I've heard reports of. There is like, some woman came out and claiming it was satanic, and knowing what I know now, I'm like, you can literally be on the farthest edge of what this actually is. But it was like, it just wasn't advertised like that. If it had a low-key advertising campaign, it probably might have done better.
I don't think so.
Better as in people not expecting a home invasion movie. Because did you see the trailers for Mother?
Yeah.
I
saw the director and I was like, this is probably not gonna be the movie I think it is.
Yeah, but who, like, he also did Requiem for
a Dream,
aka the best date movie. Just kidding.
The best soundtrack.
Yeah. So that was the best soundtrack. But that was definitely not a movie for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
But just like looking a couple minutes into that movie, like, oh, this is a drug movie.
Yeah.
This movie's about drugs.
Yeah.
But it takes a little bit to understand the Bible thing, because it's like, oh, the scar on his back, the woman shows up the next day, the rib is taken from Adam to create Eve.
Yeah.
So then there's like little stuff like that.
Penis bone?
Yes, the penis bone.
That's why we don't have bones in our penises, because it got taken to turn into Eve.
Well, what does it mean when
I have all this bullshit stuff about just to piss off my girlfriend.
Why?
Because it's funny to me. Also, it's all Eve's fault.
Yeah.
It's all Eve's fault.
And speaking of Eve's fault, the breaking of the crystal is eating the apple. creating
Eve's
original
fault.
sin. Yeah,
Yeah.
because when the crystal was broken, it was going against the one rule that was put down in the house: don't get near the crystal.
It's like, eat all the babies you want.
Just
don't touch my
the
damn crystal.
Basically.
Don't touch my damn fourth Chaos Emerald.
And the Knuckles, played by Harvey R. Bardem.
Maria from Sonic the Hedgehog Adventure 2 was.
Is that's the girl, right?
Yeah, that's the blonde girl.
Have you heard the theory behind who Silver is? That's the baby between her and Sonic.
Her and Sonic?
Yep.
No, you mean
no, the one that no, yeah, you're right. You
mean the one voiced by season 1 Meg, Lacey Chabert. You mean Princess Elise?
Yes. Did you hear that? Because he is also white and has psychic powers?
Well, he has the fur tuft that Shadow the Hedgehog has. So, that doesn't really say anything.
I don't know Sonic lore. I shouldn't have started this.
I do.
I know you do. That's why I shouldn't have started this. But anyway, point being, in my eyes, it might not have saved the movie, but if it was advertised differently, it might have helped it a little bit more. Just like with The Purge. I was so hyped for The Purge because I watched the trailers plenty of times. I've always talked with my friends at school. Back in high school, it was like, yo, what if one day the government was like, all right, everyone gets a free pass?
This is the opposite, though, because The Purge is a home invasion movie.
No, it's not that. It's that The Purge, people, from what I spoke, because I was also working at the same movie theater when The Purge came out, okay?
Yeah, by the way, he works in a movie theater.
I mentioned that earlier.
I know, but like you didn't really go into detail. You said I worked at the bar.
Yeah, I worked at the bar at the movie theater.
And you said I could listen in on movie theaters. You didn't specify that you specifically work in the bar in a movie theater.
Yeah, I work at a bar in a movie theater, and at the moment I believe I would be considered the quote-unquote senior bartender. So I also worked there back in 2013.
Yeah.
And I'm like 90% sure that's when The Purge came out, the first one. And when that came out, I was super hyped. Because I watched the trailers and I could see, I was like, okay, this movie is showcasing what people can do when they are given free reign. They can do whatever they want. All crime, quoting the movie, all crime is legal, including murder.
Yeah.
But it was a home invasion movie.
Yeah.
Who cares about that?
I did. I liked it.
I liked it too. But the thing was, people didn't want to see that. People wanted to see Purge 2 and Purge 3. They want to see what's going on
the streets.
Yeah, that's what people, in my eyes, really cared about. They wanted to see people just getting stabbed, killed, shot, looting, murder, whatever else you want. But it focused on one family in one house with Ethan Hawke and Lena Headey for maybe, I want to say, 30 minutes or so, maybe a little bit longer before anything actually happens.
Yeah. It has all the pre-purge stuff.
Yeah, it was people preparing.
It's like preparing for a hurricane.
It is preparing for a hurricane. People are putting their shutters up. They're sharpening their machetes. Like that was one of the cooler things of like people joyfully and gleefully getting ready for the purge.
Day, like it's a holiday.
Because it is. And granted, the movie goes on to more of a political kind of tone to it. But when the purge starts, everything's fine. And then it goes back into the dumb trope of stupid kid ruins everything.
Yeah, basically.
Because if spoilers, if the son didn't let in the homeless guy, they'd be fine.
Yeah.
They'd be totally fine. Everything was okay.
Yeah.
But then it just turned into a home invasion movie in which the person you wanted to kill everybody didn't even kill anyone, really, which was Lena Headey. It was Ethan Hawke killing people. Yeah. And then, spoilers again, Ethan Hawke dies.
Yeah.
And then Lena Headey just has one really cool grandstand at the end where she stabs some bitch. No, she doesn't stab anyone. She smashes her head into a table.
Yeah. Because
she was like, damn it, we're going to sit this purge out.
No one's killing each other anymore.
Yeah. And that was fine. Like, the whole, like, them breaking in and getting through security, that's cool and all. But most people, from what I heard, didn't care about that. They just wanted to see murder happen in the street. Like in the second one. In the second one, second or third one, there's in one of the trailers, they're driving down the road and they look down an alley. There is a like 1700 style guillotine.
Yeah.
Set up, just beheading people.
Yeah.
That's what people quote unquote cared about.
You know what's funny to that for me at least? It's that they went into the expectation of getting like a super mass murder movie, but they got like the moral ambiguity of it through the characters of because the first movie, it's funny that they in this kind of way where it plays your expectations, at least to me, in sort of a good way, because everyone's like, oh man, let me see this killing and stuff like that, but then you kind of see how it negatively affects the characters in the movie, instead of it being more like a whoa, this is cool seeing all like the gore and action kind of thing. It's like, shit, this is just a normal family
that just gets caught up in it.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's because of like the actions of a boy, but but then again, the movie, it's kind of like he asked his parents, like, "Would you kill during the Purge?" And they're like, "Well, you know, it's our American right to do so." That kind of vague parent answer where you don't say yes or no, but you're like trying to say the morally right thing. So it's a good like that movie specifically is like a good example of, I guess, playing with your expectations in a way that like you go in there to see it for one reason, but you kind of come out of it with like, well, maybe like you watch but you get like the opposite answer, sort of.
It's I completely agree with that, and I don't mind when a movie like quote unquote it plays with me like that, because like, oh, that was refreshing. I didn't expect to get this out of that movie. But like, not a lot of people like that. No one likes to think when they go to the movies anymore. It's like, okay, I want to see a murder story. This isn't a murder story. This sucks.
Yeah.
And it's like,
that's fair. That's fair to say that.
Because like when people if you look at the poster for The Purge, like not the all crime is legal like advertisement board. If you look at the one with the face mask and all that, that's a horror movie.
It was a horror movie.
No, it's not. It's a thriller.
I mean, with the girl dancing in the hallway, that can kind of be a horror movie.
Yeah,
the way those guys act, they're like sort of on the verge of a not supernatural serial killer, but on the verge of like right there serial killer.
Like the girl dance, but like when everyone is a serial killer on that night, would you call the other Purges horror movies?
No,
exactly. So why would you call this one a horror movie?
Because it has the makings of a horror movie. It has the sort of like
the breaking into the house.
It's not just breaking. There's a difference between. I'm trying to think of an example of a home invasion that's not a horror movie. But there's a difference between Strangers and
You're Next.
I don't know what that is.
You didn't see You're Next?
What is that?
Well, I didn't see it either. But You're Next is a movie that's literally a bunch of people are in a house. It's the movie with all the home invaders that are wearing the animal masks. You ever heard of this?
No.
Dude,
I don't think so.
We have to watch it.
It's so you haven't seen it.
No, but like the same teacher friend of mine has seen it, and it's really good. It got like really good reviews, but it was so not advertised. No one knew about it, and then people would look at the poster and go, "That looks dumb." Because also, a shocker, people will judge a movie by a number of showtimes.
What do you mean?
Working box office in a movie theater,
how many times it's airing?
Yes. Cause like
it's funny you say that, because I looked at The Foreigner today and it only had 2 showings.
Well, today right now is Friday, but the day like movies start on Thursdays.
Yeah.
So, but on Thursdays,
I was like, oh, why is it only 2 showings?
Because it's a new movie.
Yeah.
That's why new movies come out on Thursdays.
They don't come out on Friday?
No, they do.
I thought they come out Thursday midnight or like midnight Friday.
No, they come out at 7 p.m.
Huh.
The way I phrase it to people is new movies come out on Thursday, but they drop on Friday.
I don't know. That sounds like the same thing to me.
They come out. They start airing on Thursday, but they drop with the full show times on a Friday.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah. So like you'll have more show time.
You have a chance to see it on Thursday, but
it actually
like a full like schedule release is on Friday. Exactly. Okay, that makes more sense.
So if you want to see new movies, check your theaters on Thursdays at like 7 o'clock. You'll get like 1 or 2 showtimes, and it's totally worth it because you'll beat the crowd and be the first one to watch it.
Really? I was tempted to ask my dad to watch that movie, but then he and my mom left today, so I was like, whatever.
You can totally like beat the crowd for those.
I was thinking, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, it's Thursday. No, who's really watching movies on Thursday?
A lot of people went to come see the Professional Marston and the Wonder Woman.
What? Professional what?
Let me see if I can get the name of it. It was like something Marston and the Wonder Woman.
So this is about. So it's funny that we talked about this because it's like we basically talked about marketing and how it sort of plays on the expectations of viewers, and it's interesting to think about in the way that like I was saying earlier, the trailer specifically try to get people's butts in seats more than it is to portray what the movie's actually like.
Right.
And so many movies do that. Like, so many trailers have basically lied straight to all of our faces.
And they'll have scenes that are specifically made for the trailer that aren't even in the movie.
Yeah, yeah.
And that is...
Or cutting room floor scenes.
Let's look at Suicide Squad.
Do we need to look at Suicide Squad?
For this we do, because let's see how many people were expecting the Joker to be throughout that whole movie.
Yeah, yeah.
And being a legitimate force. Like, the scene, if you haven't seen Suicide Squad, I will recommend you see it one time so you can understand what the movie is, because I don't know if you've heard of the YouTube channel called Cinema Sins, but they do a series called Everything Wrong With, and then a movie name, but then there's an alternate channel that goes Everything Right With.
Yeah, yeah.
And they also do it on Suicide Squad. And there are things that Suicide Squad did right.
Yeah.
There are things, but
their soundtrack is awesome.
The colors are good. The uses of colors in the intro and like the use of colors throughout the movie are really good.
That neon type of coloring.
Yeah, that kind of graffiti look.
Well, it's
Margot
funny.
Robbie killed it.
She's a great Harley Quinn.
I give that movie a lot of shit, and like myself, and our mutual friend Matt have given this movie easily 2.5 hours out of our lives talking about it and ripping it to pieces.
Mm-hmm.
But the movie does do things right. We just don't like talking about that because it's way more fun to rip on things.
Well, it's funny you say that because I showed you Batman v Superman. I told you everything good about it.
Yeah, but Batman v Superman, as you tricked me into watching the Ultimate Edition, in which we started watching it, and then I had to go to work, and then my friends and I went and watched Wonder Woman. And then I came back to his DJ's house to finish watching Batman vs Superman. And then it still didn't make as much sense as I thought it would, but it made more sense than if I didn't watch Wonder Woman in the middle of this movie.
Yeah, which didn't really matter too much in the grand scheme of Batman v Superman.
The picture made way more sense.
Well, it's supposed to be like, this is going to be a thing.
But I wouldn't have known that.
Well, nobody did.
Well,
BVS came out first.
Yeah, but people were like... I feel people were always clamoring for a Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah, just someone had to do it right.
Right, thank God someone did. That was a great movie.
Well, the thing about that part in BVS specifically is just like, it's just supposed to show a slight history of Wonder Woman and be like, oh, this character's mysterious and dates back to a certain amount of time. But you were saying about Suicide Squad in the trailer.
That if you didn't know any better, there is a scene in Suicide Squad, and the scene itself is near the end of the movie where they're about to fight Enchantress, and they're all like looking around, and I think Margot Robbie, Harley Quinn, says, "Uh-oh, he's here," or something like that, and they overlaid Joker Jared Leto's laugh into that scene, making it sound like he was about to walk in and then just wreck house.
Well, what did the scene cut into? Did it cut into him doing the whole like what was that, the fucking electrotherapy shit, or did it cut into when he was invading the prison? Or
I think it cut to him interrogating that guard.
Oh, okay, because that's the thing though. It's like they cut the laugh in, but the scene was never supposed to be there though.
I don't even think, you know what? I don't even think they actually cut into that same. Like, I don't think they cut into it. I think they just had
No, because I know what you're talking about. It's like she's like, "Oh, he's here," and then the laugh, and then it shows him walking into a scene. I think it is the one with the interrogation one,
where he's talking to the dude in the chair after he owed the casino money or something like that. And that's how Harley Quinn ended up getting the cell phone. Yeah, that she can now text Joker. Yeah, whenever she wants, but no one decided to check it, and that's when we found out that this is Katana.
Yeah, so that plane scene.
Yeah, when they're all sitting in the plane, and then Deadshot Will Smith looks over and he goes, "Huh, nice Nokia," and then it was just like. And it just kept going from there. But anyway, we can talk about Suicide Squad later.
Well, actually, this is a good time transition.
Yeah.
Because Suicide Squad is a good example of this. You want to talk about backstory. Before plot or during plot, because Suicide Squad does it all in their intro sequences.
Oh my god, dude. The intro sequence was like 45 minutes.
Yeah, but it's all
like half of the movie.
It wasn't 45 minutes. Dude, it was 25.
It was dude.
It was 20 minutes.
How long was
Where do you consider?
What's her name? What's boss lady's name?
What boss lady? You mean Amanda Waller?
Yeah. How long was Waller eating that steak when she was explaining who these people were?
at what point do you consider the movie officially started? When they start grabbing everybody?
No, I think when
Or after they're done introducing the dude who can climb over everything?
no, he doesn't count.
Fucking, he has like
a Slipknot.
Yeah, yeah, fucking rock
he
band name.
He can climb
with
so.
Van Halen and Disturbed.
Hey, yo,
The guys who can scream over anything.
Hey, Disturbed would be a great anti-hero name.
Probably is.
Yeah,
Probably already
You're
is.
most likely right. But I count the movie started when personally when they decide to hand Will Smith guns.
And for him to target shoot.
Yeah. So when the movie for me starts when you hear these suckers must be crazy.
Roll credits.
Roll credits. What are we? Some kind of
A
Suicide Squad? Yeah. When that happens, roll credits, movie has started.
Mm.
So, but like, and I feel like they could have made a movie out of their introductions. Because
I just thought about it, man. How late is this podcast that we really want to talk about? That we really want to talk about Suicide Squad. We should have started this podcast.
We should have.
After that movie came out.
But like,
we're tying directly into Justice League, which comes out soon.
Let's be real. There might be a Suicide Squad 2.
Oh Jesus, really?
There might be. You know what? Let's just keyword that right into Google.
Suicide Squad 2.
I will totally believe that it will happen.
There is one. Where I work, everybody I know who's seen the movie hates it except one guy who fucking adores the movie.
Literally released 2019.
Jesus.
All I did was type in Suicide Squad 2.
That's not real.
Are you? It's let's see. It's on IMDb, DigitalSpy.com, Deadline. .com. There is a quote unquote official trailer.
Okay.
There is from MoviePilot.com, MovieWeb, Variety Magazine, Polygon has a fucking article on it.
I'm sure it's like, what if Suicide Squad 2 was happening?
Suicide Squad 2 has a writer and director.
Yeah, I bet so does a Robin movie.
Whatever. The accountant director comes in.
Okay.
That's good.
Is it though?
The accountant was so good.
I know, but that doesn't mean you can make a good Suicide Squad movie.
Listen,
I'm sure the director of Suicide Squad has directed a good movie before.
You're probably right. That's not what the question here is about. The question here is like they gloss over the fact that Harley Quinn took part in the murder of Robin.
That's not necessary though.
That was shown in her intro, and we saw Robin's suit spray painted
in BVS.
Yeah.
But there you go. That's where that's all the connection that it needs.
But you mean to tell me you wouldn't want to watch that whole story play out?
Not in a Suicide Squad movie.
I'm not talking about a Suicide Squad movie.
Then it doesn't matter then.
I'm talking about like one of those
You're talking about if you have to explain it before the movie or during the movie.
I'm talking about in general. Like I think people would go and watch a Batman Joker movie in which Robin dies.
Well, it's different though because then you're kind of thinking of like a movie that hasn't happened. So this is the sort of thing where it's like, for example, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which everybody compares, DC movies to, they have like small little things that aren't explained till who knows, like years later, or whatever, or they officially go back and retcon other things to make it explainable for the future.
Right.
So if you want to talk about like. Okay, so you see BVS, right?
Yes.
You see the Robin costume.
Yes.
You see Bruce Wayne like, well, there used to be a lot of good guys around here,
right.
and what happened to them?
Right.
So it's clear that he's dead, or otherwise.
Or was not here.
Yeah, but let's just say he's dead.
Right.
Then you get into Suicide Squad, which came out after BVS, and it's like took part in the murder of Robin. So now you have the connection of like, okay, so they killed Robin. That's why Bruce Wayne is super pissed all the time. That's all you really need. That's all you really need from that. If they want to make a movie about it, like, that doesn't necessarily need to be explained for Harley Quinn specifically. They explain her backstory through the flashbacks of her being, a doctor before.
Right.
Psychiatric doctor, her interaction with the Joker. It's brief, but it's good. I think it's good.
It did get it across. It got across that he manipulated her to get him a machine gun, get him out, and then they fell for it. Then she fell for him.
Yeah.
But I feel they didn't touch on their relationship hard, like at all. Like the relationship that every crazy girl on Facebook for some reason idolizes.
Well, the movie portrays it in a good way.
It does, but it's not. The relationship is not good.
Well, we don't know that though. We don't really know that because this could be a different Joker. I mean, this is the same Joker that went through the entire movie like, "Fuck, I need to get Harley Quinn back. I am sad as shit without her.
Because I don't have my prize now."
She's not set as a prize though.
But okay. Okay. So are you? Would you say that the strip club scene?
Well, when the minute that someone started to hit on her, he fucking killed the guy.
Yeah, he killed the guy because that's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see Joker as looking at Harley Quinn as a person all that much unless someone else is trying to get to her.
But the movie portrays it in that way, though.
It does, but I'm saying that is that true to the Joker Harley Quinn relationship? It's
true to this one.
But is
okay? No. But here it is.
I hear what you're saying. I really do.
But this, I was about to say, it's like in the scope of this movie and the universe that it portrays, that is how the relationship is shown to us, and that is how the relationship is built. It's different if you think about, Batman the Animated Series Joker and Harley Quinn, or comic book Joker and Harley Quinn, where their relationship is more toxic. It's a lot more like
dysfunctional,
one-sided, basically. But even the comic book will sometimes like show the fact that Joker really does actually care. Okay. And that's why he tries hard sometimes, but other times, because it depends on the writer.
That's true.
But
true.
The way they decide to portray Joker and Harley, even if the cutting room floor scenes will say otherwise, the movie we got shows that this is a Joker that actually gives a shit about her
and wants to keep
her safe. Like they were he was already planning to break her out before she was like indoctrinated into the Suicide Squad.
Right.
And then he goes on this whole tirade throughout the entire movie trying to find her, trying to get her back, and then he dies. So he's
multiple times apparently.
Yeah, so he fucking falls in a helicopter. So she's like, "Well, shit, he's dead now. So I guess I'll hang out with you guys."
Yeah, you're right. I was thinking about the dumb continuity thing of like, why is Harley Quinn sticking around even though her chip is deactivated?
Well, what else is she gonna do?
Try and find Joker. I don't know. Go find Poison Ivy. I don't know.
We don't even know if that character exists or is alive.
Who? Poison?
Yeah, because this Batman likes to kill.
Yeah, it likes to use those suppression rounds.
I was telling you before when we were watching Batman v Superman that when I saw the trailer for Suicide Squad and I saw Batman villains in it, I was like, "There's no way this is the same universe because this Batman would have murdered all of them."
What if Superman decides to come to the White House, rip the roof off, and grab our president? Who are we gonna call?
Bitch, we saw the answer. It's Batman.
We're sure as shit not gonna call the Suicide Squad.
This guy made a spear out of He could have made kryptonite bullets, but he decided to go with the what would you call it? The hand-to-hand kind of way.
Yeah, the CQC.
Yeah,
the CQC close.
He wanted to make this death personal.
Yeah, for real.
He wanted to make sure you see my fucking mask and I'm the one who's gonna kill you.
Look at my glowing eyes.
This is not the kind of Batman that I would show my kids.
Yeah, not at all. No, I wouldn't show my kids this Batman or Bat Nipples Batman.
It's like, hey, I grew up with Batman. He's an amazing hero as he fucking drags this car and flips it over another car and then tries to destroy the truck that's in front of him. And he shoots missiles at people. They're suppression rounds, DJ. It explodes.
They're suppression rounds.
Suppression explosions.
Yes.
They're all unconscious.
It's all foam. It's flammable
and the
foam.
Guy that he threw at a wall and there was clear blood splatters.
He put that on him as he threw him to intimidate everybody else.
There was that one moment that like you couldn't ignore because it was a dream sequence when he snapped that guy's neck.
Right, I remember that.
It's like, oh no, that was a dream sequence. Yeah, not shooting people with guns.
He woke up, whoa, that was a violent dream, Cox gun.
So this Batman doesn't kill. He clearly wanted to kill Superman.
For real. Until he said Martha.
It's like, oh, that's my mom. You have a mom? We both have moms. I guess we can be friends.
Yo, cool, that's awesome, man. Yo, can you sleep over tonight? We could talk about our moms? Awesome.
It's like, oh, you're Clark's mom? Hey, I'm Bats.
I'm Bats.
I'm Bats.
But anyway, yeah. So
plot.
This mainly stemmed from also another thing that DJ might like video games a lot more than I do, and I might like movies more than DJ likes. But one thing that we both enjoy is anime.
On different spectrums.
Very different spectrums, but we do appreciate well put together stories that actually explain what's happening and stuff that matters.
I actually have a good example for this through anime now because I saw the No Game No Life movie.
Right. Okay.
But I mean, if you want to go with the bad example, or I guess like what is this though? Like, is it important if backstory is told beforehand or during the plot?
I feel it's important if it's told during.
Yeah.
Because I use the example, like the bad example of an anime called ZX Ignition, and if you haven't watched it, I guess
it's on Crunchyroll.com.
It is on Crunchyroll, and so I would say watch it if you want. It's kind of cool. The designs are pretty cool, but I watched it once, and then I showed DJ.
What is the target demographic for that anime?
Oh Jesus, I don't know.
The same people who watch what, like Beyblade, Pokemon?
Yeah, I'd say. Well, it's Beyblade Pokemon, but it still has like its quote unquote racy side, like because there is like a peeping Tom character, but that's Japan.
I mean, that's in all anime,
exactly.
Even the kid friendly ones. Let's be honest.
So it that's there, but like there are some cool like designs that are in it and all that because like it kind of looks like they gave like a blank pen and pad of paper to like an 8th grader and was like, "Yo, draw something that you think is cool." And they did. It's a lot of cool
Character designs that are just basically kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah, and like there's no real rhyme or reason other than the fact that this girl happened upon this flying panther with golden wings and a scorpion tail.
Or my favorite, little girl on a giant dinosaur.
A massive, like, borderline Beast Wars looking Tyrannosaurus
It might
Rex.
as well have been in 3D.
Yeah, it seriously might as well have.
Like bad 3D.
Yeah, like Beast Wars.
But you were saying, like,
there's the first episode. Okay, it's a 12-episode series.
My favorite.
Huh?
My favorite. Yeah,
DJ's favorite. Even though he watches Naruto and Boruto.
It was 12 episodes at one point.
Yeah, at one point, it totally was. Yeah, until they got to like 80. So, and onward. And there's the first episode 1 is kind of the last episode of the series.
Yeah.
And in between, from episodes 2 to 11, it's giving the backstory on how all the characters met their ZX monster friends.
I guess if you were to take it in terms of like storytelling, it starts a story on what the climax on Act 3.
Basically.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. It really is. I liked it, but once I hit episode 9 and I realized there wasn't a season 2, I was thinking, okay, how are we gonna wrap this up in 3 episodes?
Well, I guess it's like, what would it be? It's like, what was the beginning episode like exciting enough to invest you to want to know what exactly is happening?
No, I just wanted to know what happened next.
Okay.
And then find out throughout the series how they came upon each other.
Yeah,
because like in Digimon, you see how Agumon and Tai meet.
Yeah,
but if you were kind of just dropped in with War Greymon and Garurumon fighting with Tai and what was his name?
What?
Matt, thank you. With Tai and Matt shouting pros and commands at them, and then you found out through a series of like flashbacks and like implied storytelling on how they met, that would have sufficed too. But in ZX Ignition, you just the whole fucking series is, hey, here's how each and every one of the main characters met their ZX. Hope you enjoyed the show. It's like, okay, but I want to see them fight together more. I want to see like camaraderie. I want to see if my ship sails. Like you want to see these things, but then again, you look at a series like Jojo, which is nothing but backstory. Because you can't jump into Jojo. You can jump into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
You have to jump at the start of a certain arc.
Part 1 or Part 3. You can't jump in the middle of Part 2 because Part 1 is the prequel to Part 2. Because you're dealing with like a son.
Well, you gotta remember though that the difference between like
and the stories are wide,
like 12 episode animes, I guess, and
Jojo was 26.
Well, but it has a lot more now.
Well, yes, but you can totally skip part 1 and 2.
But what I'm about to say though is that like you have to remember that animes like that, because that's technically a shonen anime too. That is part of the shonen.
It's part of Shonen Jump, but it's not a shonen. It's a seinen.
What?
Seinen.
I don't know. CNN.
Shut up.
I don't know what that means.
Shonen is big eye animes. Seinen is like Bebop.
I thought Shonen is like what is in Shonen Jump.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
No. Well, no. Shonen. I've looked at another mutual friend.
Name. Okay. Wait. Before you look it up.
Okay.
Name 4 Shonen animes.
Beyblade, Yu Yu Hakusho.
That Beyblade is not a Shonen anime.
What's Beyblade?
Beyblade is a toys anime.
Okay, fine. Yu-Gi-Oh.
Go ahead.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Okay.
Naruto.
Okay.
And another shonen.
Yeah.
Another.
And he's a
Ippo. Ippo is totally a shonen.
I don't know about Ippo, but the first 3 you mentioned are all in Shonen Jump.
I know this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Shonen is supposed to be Shonen, like Shonen Jump. Like Death Note is Shonen.
Yeah. Shonen, a genre of Japanese comics and animated films aimed primarily at a young male audience, typically characterized by action-filled plots. So then Seinen, Shonen vs. Seinen, that was another result right there. Seinen anime manga tend to be more violent and or psychological in nature than shonen series, though of course there are Seinen comedies as well.
So what is Seinen though? Is that like a genre or is that a company?
Seinen, on the other hand, refers to young men between the ages of 15 to 24.
So it's a demographic.
Yes. So they're split. Shonen is geared towards a younger male audience, while Seinen is geared to an older male audience.
Huh.
Yeah. Because there are parts to JoJo that are goofy. They're fucking stupid. And like you could say that they are shonen, and like to an extent they are, but there is some gory stuff happening in JoJo. Like in the 3rd episode of JoJo Part 1, some guy's head gets karate chopped in half. Like straight up blood everywhere. Like people's blood gets sucked out of their bodies and turn into husks, and then they turn into flesh and like blood thirsty zombies.
Mm-hmm.
And that and then you look at like blood is rampant throughout like JoJo, like it's just there.
Yeah.
But
well, no, I'm confused because Attack on Titan is categorized as a shonen. It's in Bisatsu Shonen magazine.
But did you type in
I'm confused?
But if you type in is Attack on Titan a shonen or seinen?
How do you even spell that?
Seinen?
Yeah.
Seinen is Seinen. Seinen.
S-I what?
Seinen.
Oh, N-E-N.
And of course has a freaking Kotaku article because, they're always on top of everything.
Well, this is another topic I have to read more about.
Yeah, it's super interesting stuff because I'll show my I just got my dad to start watching JoJo subbed or JoJo dubbed.
Well, it's weird because like I was saying, Death Note is under shonen, but it's nothing like other shonen animes or mangas.
It's probably on the farther end. You know what I mean?
I feel like JoJo's more of a shonen than Death Note is, though.
But you know what? It is because there's not a lot of. God, I don't want to well, if you like something a lot, you can criticize it. JoJo's not deep. It's not that deep. It can get deep lore wise and character wise because you can go into what field of study Dio Brando was going into when he graduated high school, and then you can see how that ties into his character.
Yeah.
And then you can go and look and see what Jotaro Kujo was going to study and what his thesis was on, which is what ties into his character. So it's deep in that form, but plot-wise, it's pretty fucking stupid most of the time. It's really dumb. Dude, Matt and I told you, there's a whole 2-episode arc where rock, paper, scissors is what's happening.
Right.
And there's another one where they're fighting someone's stand that is a radio tower. And there is the stand user is.
I see what the Kotaku.
Yeah.
Article we're looking at.
All right. The guy who's the stand user is flying around the fucked up radio tower on the bolts. He's standing on a bolt and he's flying around. It's fucking stupid. Also, there's an alien there. Okay, so it's really dumb most of the time. But
you should watch One Piece if you ever want to give it a chance.
A coworker of mine is in love with
You
One
should
Piece.
watch One Piece.
That's why I got the One Piece thing.
Oh, for that coworker?
Yeah.
Well, no, it's because It's because the way you describe JoJo reminds me how people describe One Piece.
But One Piece has, like, to me, it has way more characters than JoJo. The only reason I say that is because JoJo has a core group of people, and then it has a bunch of enemies.
That's what One Piece is.
But the enemies go away. You never see them again.
That's what happens in One Piece.
They don't come back later on?
Maybe, like, one or two of them will. Like,
but I'm talking, like...
It's a lore thing where it's like maybe the pirate villain from literally the first story, you see him again in like the pirate prison, like hundreds of episodes later.
Okay,
but it does do the villain arc thing.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Once they defeat villain, it probably won't show up again.
Well, how long do those like arcs last? A couple episodes?
A lot of episodes.
Okay, not trying to start an argument over it, but JoJo villains last 1-2 episodes tops. Because
I mean that happens in Psycho Pass.
No,
so
true.
They really should.
But there's a limit to the JoJo villains because they're based off tarot cards. And like in part 3, Stardust Crusaders, which is one of the series you can just jump into because all you need to know is Dio is an asshole and the worst human to ever live. That's all you really need to know, and then you're set for the rest of the season. Jotaro's stand is Star Platinum. His friends is Hierophant Green. His grandfather's is Hermit Purple. The other guy is Silver Chariot, and the other one is Magician's Red. The Magician, Chariot, Hierophant, Hermit, and Star.
They're all tarot
Those
cards.
are all tarots. So they have to go and face the other tarot cards. So when they beat all the other tarot cards, they end up in Egypt, where the main bad guy is, and then they start facing off against Egyptian gods that are also stands.
Yeah.
But the stand is also a fucking electrical socket. So it's really dumb, and it can be like boiled down in 2 episodes or 1 episode if need be. But anyway, back to the storytelling thing for like the plot. All that is necessary for you to understand what's happening. But part 3 of JoJo, when it first came out, 6 episodes. Just 6 episodes.
Yeah,
6 or 7 episodes, 8 tops, I think. But then you look at the new one, it's like, let's see, easily 40 plus. Because they do every single stand user.
Yeah.
But in the old one, there's like this big spot, this big spot, this big spot, this big spot, this big spot. Now we're at Dio, and they just like cram it all to nice, compact, easily digestible.
Yeah.
And it looks more Seinen than it does Shonen, because everything's grittier. They're not as flamboyant. They're not as like crazy over the top as they are as JoJo usually is, like the swapping color palettes. And everything else that goes on in that show.
Yeah.
But I feel there's a limit to having a lot of backstory versus we can take care of the backstory in the middle. Because
a lot of backstory, a lot of it adds intrigue and characters.
Yeah.
Like, for example, it'd be like, what is the main character's deal? If you knew it from the beginning, that's a different type of storytelling than if it's like like the generic, like, tragic backstory type character, right? So it's like, if they told you at the beginning, then you kind of have an understanding for what he's doing the entire time.
Triage X is like that.
Oh,
the doctor one.
That's the doctor one, yeah.
The one that's totally about medicine. You should watch it. It's all about medicine.
Okay.
But, like, that main character is covered in scars. It's like, what happened to him? You don't know yet.
Yeah.
They get to it. And it is explained. It's like, oh, that makes sense. But they don't have to explain that in the first 3 episodes. They explain it over, like, I think half of the episodes, and the rest of the half is like, now that you know that, now you understand what they're doing kind of thing. So I feel I would rather watch an anime. Of course, it all depends on what the story is. If you have a short amount of time, don't front load it with history. Show it to me in flashbacks through how they talk, through characters they meet throughout the story. Because if you run into, oh, I remember you used to live in my village. Hey, that was a real bad thing you did when you used to live here. We're all still recoiling from that. By the way, we all hate you. Get out of our village. And then all the other party members are like, oh, what'd you do? It's like, oh, nothing. I'm going to walk off into the woods to think. And then you get the one old man like, oh, yes, here's the story of what this boy did. He just destroyed our crops. Like, all that. And it's like, that's more engaging because, what was that, 5-10 minutes with like 1 or 2 still shots of a flashback maybe? And boom, there's your plot. We didn't need to be front loaded with 3 episodes of him as a boy like having his dog killed by the bullies, and then having his dad beat him up and his mom drink herself to death, and then he gets mad, and then it shows him training in the woods, and then him saying, "Oh, fuck this village," and just like burns and salts the field. You don't need that.
So you prefer more expositional dump than you do like extended periods of storytelling?
Most of the time, I would prefer that because I like seeing. Like, another one of my favorite animes that I do suggest people to watch is called Jormungand, which is about a child soldier. It's one of the more, like, quote-unquote realistic ones. It's about a child soldier who's picked up by a young arms dealer as a part of her company, and then he is forced to work with a person who sells weapons in which he hates weapons because he's a child soldier.
Right.
That's it.
That's it, yeah.
You find out his story throughout the entire series. It's like 24 episodes, and you find out his whole history up until like episode 18.
Yeah.
And you see things from through his eyes, why he hates weapons, why they're like a necessary evil in the world that they're in. And he like talks to other mercenaries and other experts in their field, like one really good marksman, one really good explosive expert, one really good tactical guy. And you find out, it's like, oh, okay. And he's like, oh, well, you know, they came from messed up backgrounds too, but I still hate weapons. Yeah. And then like plot happens, and it's like, oh, she's trying to do it, well, I still hate weapons. And you come out of it feeling like, wow, this is insane, because like this could potentially happen because it's real enough.
Man, it's funny that you say that, because there's a character that's like that in Sword Art that I fucking hate so much that I hate so much. It's that girl, Shinon, who's in the...
Is that the one you always bring up?
That's the one that Haley always brings up.
Oh,
and points it out to me. It's like, it's your favorite character, the gun girl. The girl that is deathly afraid of guns, but her favorite game is Gun Gale Online.
Okay, I can see how that can get under one's skin.
That's it. It's sort of the basic thing, but her whole thing was that like she... I forgot what it was, but I think they might have been in a hospital, and there was a guy that came in to rob the place or murder somebody, and basically she had to shoot him,
right? And
it traumatized her, like, oh god, like guns, oh no, I just murdered somebody. Okay, I'm like gonna cry about it for forever, and that's all right. Traumatized, you know, like obviously fine. Trauma's fine. You have to get over that. That's awesome, like backstory for character. But if your whole thing is that you're fucking like
anti-weaponry. Or anti-gun, rather.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I understand what they're doing. It's like she's trying to get over guns by playing a game about it.
Right.
But it's kind of like...
But it goes against your belief kind of thing?
Yeah. It's like if Batman was like, I'm gonna shoot guns now.
But he did. Like, he even shot a gun in the comics.
Yeah, all of his stuff is gun-shaped.
It is gun-shaped.
Maybe that's how we got over
it. Even the batarang, if you hold it right, looks like a gun.
I mean, but he probably has a gun that shoots batarangs.
He does! I think I've seen it.
Yeah, that's probably somewhere in the lore.
But, okay, so that on the anime side, what do you think? Would you rather, like, front-loaded backstories or told throughout the story?
I think it can work for both cases. I was telling you earlier before this podcast that Angel Beats is an anime that sort of tries to give you the backstory. It gives you short, immediate things about the characters it introduced, because it introduces like the three main protagonists, and then the entire like side cast, which include like maybe like an extra 11 people. And it gives you short things about their characters, but it doesn't tell you anything about their backstory. But I guess that might be enough to sort of have them in scenes and have you understand what they do specifically.
Just enough for you to know why.
Like there. why they add to what they're doing. Like why certain characters work with other certain characters. But I do think though that telling it mid-story is probably the best way to do it, because something like Psycho-Pass, for example, an anime I actually really, really enjoy, is that it's really good.
I heard.
First season, you can watch the first season without, you don't have to watch the second one. It's not as good as the first one in my opinion.
Okay.
But, that's like a 20-plus episode anime, and you're introduced to all the characters immediately, but, you get, like, certain backstories,
right,
like, throughout the anime, and I think it works really well because you learn, like, certain people are even related to each other within the team.
Okay.
And it's funny that I see this trope in anime a lot where, like, certain funny side character guy always gets the backstory first.
Yeah, because they're the easiest.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm just here because, I don't care about anything. Or,
I need a job.
Or, I do this because it's fun.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, you get that guy first. You get that guy because it's, like, the easiest to get out of the way first.
Right.
Before you have to start delving into, like, the deeper shit that starts happening to most characters. But I think it can work for both ways depending on what you're trying to do for the show itself. Like long running stuff, like Pokemon, I guess you kind of get Ash's backstory really quickly. It's like 10-year-old wants to be Pokemon master. You never learn anything about his past ever again.
Because it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Exactly. That's what I mean. Like, you get what you need out of the way quick.
Right.
And then the story goes on that point, seeing his adventure grow. But, grow, because he's still 10.
But no, man. He you know, he found Jirachi and he wished he could capture every Pokemon, and then Jirachi made him 10 forever.
Okay. Yeah, close. Good. You should be on game theory.
Give me a B+ on that. That was dragging. I had to reach for that. I was in a yoga class. I was stretching so hard.
It's like, that, man, Manaphy though.
What?
What?
What'd you just call me?
Manaphy, the legendary Pokemon, the little blue one.
Manaphy.
The little blue one.
I stopped at Gen 3.
Yeah, Manaphy's Gen 4.
I stopped at Gen 3.
Maybe because, Dialga controlled time, so it keeps reversing time.
This is a fucking stand.
Where was I going with that? But yeah, Pokemon's that kind of anime where it pushes the story forward, so you don't necessarily need to know about the character, but other ones like, let me try to think of one that's like sort of mainstream in that way, like Dragon Ball Z, actually. Okay. Where you have Vegeta, who gets introduced in the first season of Dragon Ball Z. But you learn more about him as a series progresses and shows like why he's such a fucking douche in the start of the series.
Right.
So it can work both ways. But Dragon Ball's that kind of anime where it's like it's long enough where its own backstory is like the first anime.
Right. Like that's fine. And that
Goku's backstory is Dragon Ball.
See, you say that, and that's like kind of sort of ties into like another one of my other favorite animes, Black Lagoon, in which the whole backstory for the main character is done in the first episode. If you can do that, that's totally fine.
Oh, that reminds me. I didn't mean to cut you off, but fine. There's the one that Haley and I watched recently called Kotura-san.
Okay.
And the first half of the first episode is her backstory, and it is like the darkest shit ever. But the rest of the anime doesn't follow suit in that like tone because it's supposed to be about getting away from that tragic backstory. But that worked really well because that built her character. And it shows her react, like, you understand why she reacts the way she does to situations because of it. And like I said, that's kind of what you want to do with like story. If you're trying to tell a story about a character being in situations, you have to explain their backstory because that's what drives them, or that's their sort of personality push. You know what I mean? But if you're doing a thing where like it doesn't necessarily matter, and you're kind of just it's what's important is the adventure, not the individual like personalities trying to react to it. And that's, I guess, how it should be chosen.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll agree with that. If you can get your character, like the characters that matter, their backstory out of the way in like the first half or the first episode, and you actually have good content for the rest of it, do it. Like give me front load that information as hard as you can, but don't make it your entire anime. Yeah. Don't make it your entire story, rather.
Like ZX.
In my opinion.
Where the entire thing is a backstory.
Yeah. Some people might like ZX. That's fine. Some people might just love backstories on characters and like character profiles. That's cool. But personally, I think that was a waste of. We could have like mitigated so many of these backstories to have them just be boiled down to flashbacks, or conversations between the user and the ZX themselves.
Yeah.
And just like, well, I was lost before I found you.
Yeah.
Like those kind of things. Like, that's totally okay. And like, you only need like 5 lines of dialogue between you and a talking jaguar. Like, I don't need to know how you were a lost cause, and then you came upon this beast I was about to kill you, and then you ended up capturing it, and then he hates you for capturing him, and then you both have a burning lust for revenge against the people who wronged you. I'm 90% sure that's the fucking backstory between the flying jaguar and his user.
That's pretty cool.
It's cool, but it took like 2 episodes, I think.
Yeah.
And it's like, to boil it down to like a monologue.
It depends how invested you are in the characters you're given, I guess.
I was, but then you don't see them for like 4 episodes.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't care now. Oh, look. It turns out the jaguar...
Well, I guess that's the problem, right? Where it's like, it's too many characters to try and explain.
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of people.
Yeah.
And if it was a 24 instead of a 12, totally fine.
That's fair.
Fine.
That's fair.
But
well, I was talking about I saw the No Game No Life movie recently. No Game No Life Zero.
You said that was really good, wasn't it?
It was actually pretty fucking incredible.
Didn't you tell me you didn't want to be that guy, so you went to your car and started punching the steering wheel out of your mind?
I literally slammed my hand on the steering wheel. Like, why was that so fucking good? Yo, I was so giddy while I was watching that movie. I was like, this is amazing.
That was how I felt watching Dark Side of Dimensions. I'm like, why does this feel like
that is also a great anime movie.
I was curious as to why this felt closer to a real movie. I was like, why?
No, you're right. That was legitimate. That was the Yu-Gi-Oh movie. Fuck Pyramid of Light.
Pyramid of Light is a fan fiction for all intents and purposes.
Fuck that other one, the Red Eyes movie.
The Red Eyes movie.
Remember that? The Yu-Gi-Oh movie before Pyramid of Light. The one that's actually called Yu-Gi-Oh! The movie.
Oh, yes.
The Japanese only one.
I know what you're talking about. I've heard of that one.
That was based on the original series,
right.
not Duel Monsters.
Right.
Well, actually, that's funny that you say that because I want to talk about that we've recently been getting a lot of anime movies.
Really good anime
We've gotten, in the past, let me see, maybe let's go back,
2-3 years?
3 years. We've gotten Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods. We've gotten
Resurrection of F.
Yeah, Resurrection F. We gotten Psycho-Pass the movie.
Yes, we have.
We've gotten Yu-Gi-Oh!
Dark Side
Dimensions theatrically. I mean, we got Bonds Beyond Time.
But that was more of actually no.
That was an anniversary type thing.
That was like a culmination.
But also Yu-Gi-Oh! Was still mainstream popular.
Because Jet was when 5Ds
5Ds was new. Was around its first season. At the end of its first season.
Because I've talked to my coworkers if they've watched Yu-Gi-Oh! And they said I watched 5Ds because people liked it was shocking. People liked not overly childish characters. What a surprise.
With a really childish gimmick though.
Yeah, what card games on Mario?
Yeah.
But whatever. It was still cool. It was still cool.
It was great that the characters backed it up though. Let's be for real with that.
Yeah. Because if you told me when you guys first introduced me into Yu-Gi-Oh! Again, and you told me there was one where they played card games on motorcycles, I'm like, you guys are out of your fucking minds. That sounds retarded.
We proceeded to say it was the best one.
And then I was like, you guys are out of your minds. Duel Monsters was the best.
Nice. Yeah. That's still funny.
And I've still yet to finish the Waking the Dragons arc.
Oh man, that final duel there was cool. But anyway, so we've gotten Yu-Gi-Oh! Right. No Game No Life Zero, which is really interesting to me because it was part of No Game No Life, which I didn't know was as big as it was, but I guess it's fair that it's a pretty up there mainstream anime. Not like Attack on Titan or anything.
Oh, of course.
But we've also
Attack on Titan movie.
Not it's not an anime movie. Yeah. But we've gotten the Japanese version released here in America.
Right. We were talking about the live action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's no Shingeki no Kyojin. I mean, there is 2 animated movies for Attack on Titan, but they're kind of side story special stuff.
Sure.
So I don't see it getting a theatrical release. Did Gurren Lagann get one?
Yeah. No, it got.
I mean, theatrical wise, here in America.
Oh.
Because it got dubbed. I know that for sure. It got dubbed.
You keep talking and I will fact check that.
Well, anyway, like I was saying, so we've been getting a lot of anime movies. Not just anime movies by themselves, like Your Name or, any of the Studio Ghibli stuff. Mm-hmm. We've gotten movies based on series. Again, because we used to get that before with Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Pyramid of Light and Digimon.
I think it did. I think Gurren Lagann had a theatrical release from what I'm seeing.
In America?
Maybe.
It had it in Japan for sure.
Right.
For sure.
But anyway.
Yeah, so we're kind of getting that resurgence again of animes that are TV series are getting movies that are coming out in theaters.
Because hey, turns out a lot of people like anime.
And most of them are good.
Yeah.
I mean, Psycho-Pass is a great series. The movie was meh.
But yeah.
But it came out, so that's awesome.
Death Note's apparently good, and then Netflix got a hold of it.
They turnered that shit into something else.
Oh man, light me up something else.
I don't know.
Fuck you.
Ryuk.
I was gonna go Ryuk.
That movie was Ryuk.
Oh god.
But yeah,
Sick a pen right in the book. I'm dead.
But how awesome is that though?
It's good
because what if there's a special JoJo movie, for example?
It's
probably gonna come out in America now.
There was a live action.
I meant an anime movie.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that
Is there a recap? Is there like a recap movie that
There's not a recap movie as much as there's a side story where Rohan, one of the characters, who is a manga artist in the anime, in which Araki modeled Rohan after himself.
Self-insert.
In the hardest way, because Rohan is revered as the best manga artist ever and can pump out continuous mangas nonstop, and it's always high quality content. Also, all the women love him, and he's also a crazy recluse.
Damn.
Also, his stand power is
is his stand stroking dick?
His stand can turn you into a manga, and he can read your past.
You mean manga?
Manga, fuck off. And he can turn you
into mangoes.
He can turn you into a manga. And he can read your past, which is why he never runs out of material.
Oh.
And then what he can rewrite in you, you will not remember me.
And then you won't.
Yeah, and then you're sent out, and then you're just gone, and you will never know that this happened. And then he will have infinite plot.
That's pretty cool.
It's one of the more busted. He can literally write, "You will not attack Rohan Kishabe." And then you will not be able to attack him.
It's like a Death Note, but more.
Way more. You can seriously say it's like, you will not remember your own name. Done. You will forget you have a stand power. Done.
That reminds me of a Geass from Code Geass.
What's a Geass?
That's a thing in his eye where he can take control of your mind for a second. And
is that how they check that you're not gonna commit a crime?
What? No, that's
Psychopath. Sorry,
that's different though. Right. Psychopath is like more of how psycho you're going to get.
Oh, okay.
But Code Geass is like he's given this special power where he can basically just mind control anybody, but only once, and it can only do one thing he specifically says.
Damn.
So it's like, I want you to, like, he does it to somebody who's like, tell me info about your secret team or whatever. And he tries it again, and she's like, what are you talking about? It's like, I guess it only works once.
Once ever?
Yeah.
Wow.
On that person.
On that person, okay.
On that person specifically.
Damn, that's specific.
Yeah. And like, you can basically, it can be like a one-time thing, or it'll be a recurring thing depending on what you ask for. Like, he asked this one guy, what was it? Don't let yourself get killed.
Okay.
So the entire series now is just him, like, anytime, because he's suicidal. Okay. So anytime he feels the urge that he wants to let himself get killed, he'll push himself forward to make sure he doesn't.
That's useful.
And that becomes his whole thing. Not whole thing, but that becomes like his driving force on why he's able to OP everybody. Yeah.
That's interesting.
So that's pretty good. But Code Geass doesn't have it's getting a third season though.
Okay, that's cool.
Not necessarily, in my opinion.
But yeah, anime movies they're coming out more, and like, it's really good too, because there's this annoying stigma still, for some reason, behind saying I watch anime, and they immediately think you watch Hi Hi Puffy Yami Yumi. Like, I feel that's exact. Like, if I tell people I watch anime, they think I watch nothing but big-eyed girls, squeaky voices, singing songs. It's
Man,
like,
it sucks when you actually are that person.
No, it really does. But also, it's like, oh, really? But like, here's a game you can play with your friends. If you watch anime and you really, obviously you'll have a favorite anime, explain it to someone like at your work or something. Explain the entire plot without telling them it's an anime. And then they will most likely say, that sounds awesome, where can I watch this? And go, it's an anime. And they're like, oh. Well, yeah, well. Like, if I told you there's this TV show about a businessman who goes to deliver something, and then turns out he gets caught up with these pirates, these mercenary pirates on a speedboat, and then they take him hostage for the entire thing. And then by the end of it, he's like, you know what? I hate my desk job life. My boss has already declared me dead because he didn't even want to come by and ransom me out. And he wants to bring me back to my job. Fuck him. I'm going to stay with these mercenaries and live my life as a pirate. That's Black Lagoon.
No.
Like, that's
really cool.
That's the whole plot. And it's his adventures with them. And it's like, oh, I'd watch that. It's an anime. Oh, well, never mind. No, fuck you. You liked it first, but give it a shot.
Yeah.
Like,
it's me, DJ Lolicon Trash.
Hey,
Fierce.
It's a lolly complex.
You can trust everything that I say about anime.
Let's talk.
You can trust that those two characters aren't related.
Hey, I'm going from what Liam said from the Best Friends, now rising superstar Liam. If you have to ask is it incest, it's probably incest.
You know, most of that though, they get by with the fact that they're like either step or they're not related through adoption.
Yeah, most videos I watch online late at night use that same thing to get around some important plot holes.
Literally.
Haha, I get it. Like sex.
What?
Anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of animes and plot holes and sex.
All right, let's say you segue into this one. Let's say you segue into this Silicon Valley.
So why won't I watch any animes you suggest?
My god. See, okay, the main thing here is I'm trying to get this guy to watch a little. Like, I want him to watch one fight.
I did. I watched on YouTube. It was awesome.
Which one?
The training one.
What training one?
Where he does the punch.
No. That was Ippo wasn't even in that fight.
Yeah,
fuck you.
It was great though.
No, I'm talking about a full fight, a full boxing match. Okay. Anyway, the anime is DJ enjoys boxing.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I enjoyed as well because DJ kind of like explained a little bit to me of like, here's what boxing actually is. It's kind of cool. I'm like, okay, that's awesome. But then I found there was an anime called Hajime no Ippo, which has been running for a hell of a long time, but it was preceded by a thing called Boxing Joe, which Ippo is very similar to.
Is that? It's not called Boxing Joe. It's like, what was it? Championship Joe?
Something like that.
Because I saw there's a sequel series to it on Crunchyroll.
Yes, it is on Crunchyroll. I have seen it. Michael and I have both. Not referring to myself in the third person. There's another Michael that we know. Michael and I have both watched it. And it's basically Ippo.
Yeah.
But Ippo
before Ippo, I guess.
Way before Ippo. Mm-hmm. But Ippo is another shonen, underdog tale, super hardcore, and it's really good. Yeah. It's a really good anime, and there are really awesome fights and training montages a la Rocky, in which Ippo gets his shit rocked by his opponent, and then he learns his opponent's move and adapts it to his own fighting style and use it when he needs to or work around it. And then he wins, but kind of by like using their move against them. Which is like some 3D chess level bullshit.
Yeah.
But DJ won't watch it.
Nope.
But he'll watch Boruto and Naruto. No problem.
Yeah.
Mr. 12 episodes is too long.
I've seen Naruto before though.
That's fair. That is fair.
So I have backstory.
But there are recap episodes of Ippo. You could literally watch like 3 recap episodes and then start when he learns the Dempsey roll.
Nah, I don't want to do that. I don't like recap episodes at all.
Well, you don't like watching the anime either, so...
I didn't say that. I just said I haven't.
You won't.
It'll happen one day.
Huh?
It'll happen one day.
And you'll text me and you'll go, it's alright.
Have I ever done that to you?
No, because you've never watched anything I've recommended to you.
Yeah, I have.
What?
There's gotta be something.
No, there's not.
There's gotta be
I've watched stuff that you've told me to watch.
Really? Like what?
I think. What have you told me to watch?
I don't tell you to watch anything.
Say it right there.
Actually, Gurren Lagann, I guess.
I watched
No, Kill la Kill. You told me to watch Kill la Kill and I saw it.
You watched all of it?
Yeah, I watched all of it.
Okay, fair. Alright, that was good.
Yeah, I liked it.
That was really good.
I liked it.
That's an example of an anime that doesn't need a sequel.
Yeah, I can agree with that. It has an ending. It has a
solid ending.
It has a definitive ending. So does Gurren Lagann.
I watched Gurren before.
Yeah, I watched it after.
Yeah.
And I liked it more, in my opinion.
That's fair. I have to watch it again.
I know you like Kill la Kill more.
I definitely did like Kill la Kill more because...
I can see why, though. I can see why it's...
Why?
Well, I mean, not by you specifically, but I can see why people will say it's better than Gurren Lagann.
Gurren Lagann has a more friendship and togetherness.
That shit takes a weird dive, though, in the second half of that series.
What, Gurren?
Yeah, the whole...
Oh, for sure.
The time when all those fucking aliens come over...
The anti-spiral?
Yeah, they all just come over and, like, rocks the entire series' tone into, like, this dark, deep, like, oh, shit, we're literally all fucked.
Yeah, the universe is in trouble.
It's, like, almost to the point where it's, like, nihilism.
It is!
But then it's still pushed forward with spiral friendship, so it's okay. Actually, that's a good thing for it, where it's like it almost gets to that point where it's basically like, why do we even bother? So like,
why do you bother being anything?
And then like it turns to because we have fucking friends and love and power and shit, and so we're gonna fuck you.
And expands into that. While Kill la Kill from what I remember, it's been a significant amount of time since I've watched Kill la Kill. I gotta watch that again. Fuck, it's a good fucking show.
It is.
It's really good.
Haley didn't like it.
She stopped on the worst episode to stop at.
Which one was the one they're going
No
back
Late
to?
Day.
The No Late Day? Yeah.
No Late Day.
I thought that was also amazing.
It's right before shit starts popping off.
Yeah. Kind of get the wrong impression with the first few episodes, though, to be honest.
You totally do.
To be
because
honest.
the nudity kind of quote unquote matters. But then by the time you get to like episode 15, you're like,
you don't really pay
whatever.
attention to it.
It's a fact of the show.
Yeah.
Because it turns into a plot point.
Yeah. I don't like shows with a lot of fan
Plot?
service.
Plot,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if it gets too much, if it gets, or
Yeah.
not even if it gets, to be honest, like even like a little bit, kind of like, because when you watch anime consecutively, especially the type that I watch,
right,
it's so everywhere that it's like.
Is that why you don't like Triage X?
I never saw it. I never watched it except for the.
Yeah, you saw a bunch of plot in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, considering
well, actually, one of my favorite animes, Angel Beats, doesn't have a lot of fan service at all. There's
it has reverse fan service.
Yeah, well, you know, yeah. There's not a lot. There's like one moment.
Everybody watch the psychosomatic, comedic psychosomatic medicine. I believe is what it's called. Episode 2 about the lolly complex.
I don't know what you're talking about. They're all 18. No,
okay.
No, they're not.
Yeah, fuck you.
Fuck me. Well, to be fair, if you count for how long they've been dead, she's like 80 years old and she's like 100 something.
Fuck you.
He's like still 17.
Yeah.
But whatever. There's one moment where it's fan service, and that's where they're like hanging off like a cliff or like a ledge,
right?
And he has to climb above her.
Of course.
But it's like he doesn't like lift her skirt or anything. He kind of just like he's like, I don't want to grab her butt, and she's like, just fucking grab it and get up there. And she's like, and he's like, oh, she smells really good. That's about it.
And the background turns to rose petals, and his eyes go all slit.
Yeah, that's about as fan service as it goes.
That's fair. I can agree with that.
Yeah, actually, a lot of animes that that are in my top don't have a lot of fan service, except maybe like Oreimo, which is like.
Would you say Kill la Kill has fan service?
Yes, it does.
You're right.
It is fans. It is not like fan service for the sake of it, though. It's fan service. Well, actually, I guess it would be, but it's not in a malicious way.
It's fan service that serves a point.
Yeah.
But Jojo has nothing but fan service.
Isn't it like the opposite of fan service? Not, I guess like
no, it's fan service for women.
Yeah,
because there's just in the first.
How many women do you think watch Jojo compared to men?
Considering I stood behind a gender bent Jonathan Joestar, a lot. And quoting a girl I stood in front of to get Keith Silverstein's autograph, quote, I just wish I could eat out Jotaro's ass. To which I look at her and she looks at me and she goes, I'm sorry. I go, it's okay. It's not the first thing I've heard today.
You should have been like, it's okay, me too.
I totally said that. Actually, I was full of shit. I didn't want to be the guy to say that, but I just want to see her reaction. And then she nods and then we pounded fists and then she turned right around. So yeah, I say a lot of women. I say a lot of women.
That's fair.
Like it because it's big.
I feel like it's also sort of like that because when our friend Andrew,
yes,
he has pictures of like bodybuilders in his phone.
That
kind of gives me that.
That's different because he uses that for inspiration.
Well, I'm saying that it could also be that kind of thing.
Yeah, because
the
characters for JoJo in parts 1, 2, and 3 are a specific body type, and they're the Schwarzenegger type. Very big, broad upper bodies, slim, slender waist, and then decent lower bodies.
Does it get as grotesque as Gears of War does?
No, it reverses.
Yeah. It
goes into literally Hot Topic looking people for the rest of the series.
Oh, right. The younger guys, right?
Araki, Hirohiko Araki.
They just look like teenagers.
Yeah, he's like, all right, I'm done with my big burly man phase, and just stopped. And then they just turn because he gets. If you watch JoJo for more than honestly 30 seconds, maybe a little longer than that, you'll see that they pose a lot.
Yeah.
He gets he got those poses out of French modeling fashion magazines, and that's where a lot of like the grandiose kind of like big over the top like weird poses come from. And he models his characters after that, and it just so happens in parts 1, 2, and 3, they're all big burly men, and it's impossible for men to do that.
Don't they do that in Fists of the North Star?
Yes. Yeah. Well, no. he kind of like took heavy inspiration of their body type from Fist of the North Star.
Kenshiro.
Yeah, dude, Kenshiro is Jonathan.
Yeah.
It's like their costume is almost the exact same. Or their beginning costume is almost the exact same. But the farther into Jojo you go, the farther away they get from that, because they turn into fucking French models.
Yeah.
Because like the outfits and the colors are so over the top, and they're so like avant-garde. So yeah.
Wow, fancy words.
Well, it's true. Like it's the word. It's a
lights avant-garde.
Yeah. LLAG lag.
Lag.
But yeah. So.
Well, I'm glad we talked about that, and you mentioned Keith Silverstein, because we did go to a convention lately.
Yes, we did. It was probably the best convention I've gone to, and I've gone to 3. And
which ones have you gone to?
I've gone to Animate 2016, which was obviously last year. I went to Paradise City Comic Con.
You didn't go to SuperCon? Oh, that was Matt.
Yeah, Matt
went to SuperCon with us. Okay.
Which, by the way, he said he liked, but he hated because he is not a crowd person.
Yeah, it was pretty crowded.
He vehemently explained to me how uncomfortable he was and how he did not like being around that many people.
Wow. And
being that like shuffled and sardine.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, I could see from some of the photos from the other cosplayers that I follow. And I went to.
We went on Saturday, the busiest day.
Oh fuck, that was nuts.
Actually, he went on Saturday. He and I were there for 3 days.
Right. He decided to join you guys.
Yeah.
He told me he was getting just buggered in traffic getting there.
Yeah, he got fucked on his way there.
That sucks. That's absolutely terrible.
I tried to get him a parking spot in our hotel, but it was also filled up.
I bet.
But we were able to walk to it, so it wasn't so bad.
Nice. That was me. I lifted your fridge door with my phone.
Okay, I thought that was the AC turning on. I was like, it's never been that loud before.
And then I went to Animate 2017 very recently.
That was the one we just went to.
Yeah, like a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Or a week or so ago.
That was a week ago.
It was really fun. It was really good.
I thought so too.
We met a lot of cool people.
It was great going as a group too.
Yeah, we went as a big group. It was Andrew, our friend Andrew, and his girlfriend.
Check out the video on Fierce Punch Animate Miami 2017.
Do so, and then you can see the face behind the voices.
And then try to guess which one is which.
Yeah, after we introduce ourselves.
Well, did we really?
No, we didn't.
We didn't actually.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, you said, "All right, Michael, what did you get?"
Yeah, well, at the by the pickups part we did, but nowhere in the beginning did I ever put anyone's names. Oh well, who cares?
Yeah, anyway.
Everybody has the same name.
Yeah, thank God. We're not changing character names like a fucking Smash. So, Andrew and his girlfriend went, DJ and his girlfriend went, and Matt and I went together as a group because his girlfriend couldn't make it because she was working.
Yeah.
And so we all was a pretty decently sized group. Only one of us cosplayed. 2 of us cosplayed. 3 of us?
3 of us.
3 of us.
3 of us cosplayed.
DJ went as Ash Ketchum.
Yeah, because I met Brock and Misty,
which is and
Jesse James. Yeah,
it was a very significant kind of thing because you got something pretty historic signed.
Yeah, it was pretty great. I'll put a picture of it up, but it's a Pokemon Puzzle League game that I already got Veronica Taylor sign to sign, as you know, she's Ash Ketchum, the original one. So now I have the entire cast sign,
which is pretty badass, especially from what I heard. That's not the easiest game to track down.
Yeah, those people in line were all like, "Whoa, you have that game?" I was like, "Yeah." They're like, started giving me like information about the game that I didn't even know about. It's like that's an American only game.
Really?
Yeah, it did not come out in Japan.
Damn, I didn't
which
know
is
that.
weird, but it makes sense because the dub is actually really good in that game.
So you got Brock and Misty
and Jesse James. Technically, they're the same person.
No, yeah, but
Brock James and.
But did you get any autographs as James or Jesse?
That one.
Both of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, but did you get them as? Let me see it.
They signed their characters on it.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Oh, I did not even notice.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Well, you see it because it says Ash, then there's like Brock James.
I didn't see the Brock
Jesse.
James and the Misty Jesse. That's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, I think voice actors do that for the most part. Like, well, this is Mario, but that's different. I have an example here in my video game collection for something like this. Yeah, like this is Mike Sinter Nicholas, who voiced Leonardo in the Ninja Turtles series in 2003, and he signed himself as Leo.
Okay.
I think that's a habit that most voice actors do, where they sign their characters.
Mm.
They sign as their characters
Right.
and then put their signature on.
Nice. Okay, I didn't know that. Well,
Yeah.
well, that I knew that, but
Yeah.
When it's someone who has multiple voices,
Yeah.
like Keith Silverstein, who voices apparently fucking everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez, I had no idea. Like he was. For you don't know, because you should also watch One Punch Man just so you can say you watch it. It's one of those, unfortunately.
What do you mean?
It's one of those things that it's like, I guess I'll watch it.
Like Attack on Titan?
Attack on Titan has a season 2.
Won't One Punch Man have a season 2?
Apparently, but you don't really need to see it because it ends. For me, it ended, and I was like, I'm good. I'm not invested. I was never super invested. I got everything out of it that I wanted.
That's fair.
Because it didn't feel closed. I was like, I had fun.
Yeah.
I will tap out here. I will not do New Game Plus.
Mm-hmm.
I've had enough.
Yeah.
But he did the Deep Sea King, which is a villain for like 2.5 episodes in One Punch Man. He was, I think his name is Ronald Originals or something like that. REO Speedwagon in Jojo. And yeah, Jojo's full of music references, by the way. So he was him. He was in...
the most prominent one I saw that he was, that's more recent. He was Hawkmoth in Miraculous, Ladybug in Cat Noir.
Yes, and even larger, he is Torbjorn in Overwatch.
Yeah,
which is probably the largest reason people were there.
Probably
because like I've yet to see it was Torbjorn and Speedwagon.
Nah, man, have you seen the fandom for Ladybug and Cat Noir?
No.
They are literally like the new cartoon that everyone has seen or enjoyed.
He was also the Joker-looking guy in Hunter x Hunter. Which is the way you say it.
Really?
You say it Hunter x Hunter.
It's not Hunter Cross Hunter?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because that's a whole confusing thing in Japan.
Oh, Hunter x Hunter, Hunter Cross Hunter, Hunter x Hunter.
Well, like most of the time, the X means cross.
Right. No, I feel you.
Yeah. Like Namco cross Capcom type of thing.
Street Fighter cross Tekken.
Yeah, exactly.
From what I've heard, it's just Hunter x Hunter.
That's kind of weird.
It is weird.
Maybe the X is just a symbol.
True. Yeah, it might be. But
I've never seen Hunter x Hunter.
The art style turned me off.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
It looks cool.
It does, but it's like,
You should probably watch it at some point.
Yeah.
And tell me about it, and then I won't watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
So anime.
So yeah, so I got his autograph too, and the line was like stupid long. So I got Matt's copy of Persona 5, in which spoiler, he voices Shido, one of the main antagonists of the game.
Is that a spoiler?
I don't know.
Probably.
I've never played the game. Matt has, so he said it's kind of a spoiler, not really.
Maybe it's obvious.
It might be. I don't know.
I haven't played Persona 5 either.
Yeah, he hasn't wrapped. I've
actually no. Mine's open.
Oh, you opened it?
Yeah, because
nice.
I did put it in my PS4 to save it to the hard drive because I will play it.
It's a good looking game.
Yeah.
The music's fantastic.
No, yeah, it looks amazing. I don't know if I'm ready to start another like RPG because I just beat Kingdom Hearts 1, so I'm like
kind of burnt out a little bit.
Not burnt out, but I try to space out RPGs,
right?
So that way, because I'm trying to replay Pokemon Heart Gold again.
Oh, sick!
Because I'm still trying to get my shiny Dratini.
Did you get? Is that the one you got the
shiny Totodile? Yeah, that's still the same one.
What color is a shiny for alligator?
It's the same. It's like the different, like the fins are blue. Oh, and it's a little, it's slightly tinted. Yeah, it's like a green blue, but it's more blue.
Okay.
I don't know what the turquoise.
Yeah, that'd be fair. Okay.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you feel about conventions now? Now that you've been to 3, I think
I say people should.
I've been to like
1, 2, 3,
7.
7.
I'm missing one up there.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no, I'm missing 2 up there because the first one I went to I didn't save.
Mm.
So I've been to 8 Wow, shit! I've been to 8 conventions. Fuck me. I've been to a lot.
Yeah, man.
I remember my first one. Damn.
I say if you're a fan of, if you know what you're a fan of, go to that specific convention.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are the video game conventions, there are the anime conventions, and then there are the comic conventions, and then there are your super cons.
We don't get a lot of video game specific ones here.
No, we don't.
Here in our certain state that we already kind of spoiled because we went to Miami.
Yeah, the Miami.
But
here's the thing: JoJo Part 4 takes place in Miami.
Wow. So there we go.
In a fictional town in Japan.
Yeah. We're around that area in Miami.
It was kind of a drive to get there, but and if you have the chance to go to a convention for your specific thing that you like, do it, because there is nothing better than is there gonna be anyone else that like the thing I like? Yes.
What's that con that Tumblr had? Do you remember
Tumblr?
that?
You mean TumblrCon?
No, it had a different name.
No, that DashCon.
DashCon.
Oof.
I heard the story about that.
Oof.
Just don't go to DashCon.
If you want to know more, the internet historian
on
YouTube.
That's where I learned it from.
Has a fantastic...
That and Rainforest.
Oh my god, Rainforest!
Just go to a convention that people go to all the time.
Oh yeah.
Don't go to ones that are like sort
made
of
the night before. Don't do that. If you go to DashCon, they're gonna ask you for money.
So why is this one your favorite so far, or why was this anime your favorite?
Honestly, because I got to meet Eric Stewart.
Yeah.
Like as
Kaiba, Brock.
Yeah, mainly Kaiba, because here's something I haven't like told anybody. When I was a kid, I used to be in a bowling league.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It was always
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. I used to have to get up at like 7 o'clock on Saturdays.
Yeah.
And then get down to the bowling lane at like 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Sit down there for like an hour and a half, and then we would get like Miami subs or something, and then go home, and then be nap time.
That's cool.
Right?
Yeah.
But I would never like going for nap time.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom would turn on my TV, and she would just put it on WB
mm-hmm.
on Saturdays at about 10 o'clock.
Yes, that's when Yu-Gi-Oh! Was about playing.
Yes. I had no idea what it was.
Really?
There's a reason why when I started playing, I was like, is Thousand Dragon okay? Because that was the episode I remember the most. Is Time Wizard activating and then making Baby Dragon, Thousand Dragon, and all the harpies disintegrating, basically. And then I remember seeing Kaiba with the blue eyes.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is the coolest monster I have ever seen up until this point in my life.
Yeah.
So I just immediately just fell in love. Like I had the old school Blue Eyes like toy where it shot the blue bolt. I lost it, unfortunately.
Oh.
Yeah, I just wanted to, oh god, it'd be worth so much money now.
Would it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't. It's so hard to find old school toys. Especially
my brother used to be a toy collector.
Oh really?
I should really ask him about that.
He might.
My brother, that's the chef.
Dude, oh god, you should ask him how much the dual discs are. They're fucking expensive.
I still have it.
That's expensive.
It's at his house, I think, because all my storage stuff is there now.
Make sure it's in good shape. That's a fucking collector's item.
Really?
Dude, like one of them's like $150.
Wow.
The old school Battle City ones?
Yeah, that's the one I have. Because I remember I got it for Christmas.
It's really...
It was funny. It's funny that you mentioned that because I actually remember... This always happens to me. I remember exactly when Yu-Gi-Oh! First aired, and I watched it. And I remember after that, I've made like my own little cards and like pieces of paper. Yeah. I was like, this is sick. This is awesome.
It's so cool because like when you're that age, you
anything shit is good.
Yeah, you look that. And like you look at the game like they looked at it in the anime. It's just like, oh yeah, the clock monster makes time go forward.
Yeah.
The water monsters are underwater.
Yeah.
The dark monsters hide in the shadows. Like it's
none
so
of that
cool.
makes any fucking sense.
Hell no.
Though.
Like fucking course.
It's not Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly.
They're cards. And holograms. They should have just made it. They should have just went back and been like, nah, this is all real somehow. But with still a card game.
Yeah. ZX Ignition, anyway.
But so you're saying about Eric Stewart.
But yeah, so I got to meet Eric Stewart, which was really awesome. I brought a classic art Blue Eyes that Matt and I both had, and
it wasn't started at Kaiba, was it?
No, it was a collector's tin. Yeah. Oh god, I still have one of the
SDK.
Yeah, the heavy play ones that I was trying to get for Haley for her Christmas. Like I bought like 5 because I was trying to find like ones in good condition. But you got the 3 that were in the best condition I could find.
Yeah.
Do you still have that, right?
I do have them. I don't know where though.
As long as
I don't know where.
As long as you still have them, because those were like fucking hard to find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have them. I just don't know where I put them because I was trying to find it because she wanted it signed by Eric Stewart too. But she asked me last minute.
Oh, okay.
And I tried to look in my closet in those drawers. I was like, I have no idea where.
But you didn't get rid of your Blue Eyes deck.
No.
Okay, good.
The ones I kept the Blue Eyes deck and the Kaiju and Blue Eyes, Kaiju, and the Wreck. I did not keep the Heroes actually.
You didn't keep Heroes?
No.
What?
Yeah.
Dang.
I kept maybe
them individually. I got you Acid. That's what it was.
I kept them individually. I didn't keep your heroes. The deck. Like there is no deck.
It's just the hero cards.
Yeah.
I got you. That's fair then. You said you kept your raccoons?
Yeah.
Yo,
they're still a deck.
People are still trying to figure out how to do Raccoon Naturia Beast Turbo.
Yeah, that's alright.
I know, but it's fun to talk about. But yeah, so I got to meet Eric Stewart, and I brought my classic art, classic art Blue Eyes, and the Blu-ray cover for Dark Side of Dimensions, and I got to talk to him for like a couple seconds because like I whipped it out because like everyone had cards, but then I felt like I was one of the few that had like a Dark Side of Dimensions cover, and he goes, "Oh man, that's awesome!" And I'm just like, "Yo, you absolutely killed it as Kaiba." And he was just like, "Oh yeah, we got to have like more fun and be a little bit more loose with like the characters and how they spoke and like how they would actually talk."
Yeah.
Because let's be real, if you were a Kaiba, you would be a smarmy piece of shit. Yeah. And like you would be.
He is though. He is throughout the series.
Yeah, but
pretty badly actually.
To the level he was in Dark Side of Dimensions, it was a bit like you fight me with fruit. You really don't like dragons, do you?
Yeah.
Like really. Fire whoever designed that bottle. Kaiba Corp products shouldn't crumble that easily.
Yeah.
Like that's.
I wonder what that line is in Japanese.
I don't know because I think I have a defective copy.
Why? There's no Japanese dub?
No, there are. But the subs are wrong. There was a problem with Dark Side of Dimension subs in which they were fan subs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in which that means that you don't get Aigami's full backstory like he explains himself.
Oh, well, just watch it in English.
That's what I've been doing.
Then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so I'll just wait. I'll wait like a year or two before like all the bad ones are taken out of the market and I can just buy another one.
I mean, for the most part, like English dubs now are pretty 1-to-1 with Japanese dubs. It only changes like cultural differences.
No, the whole bit where they're in the where Yugi and Atem and Kaiba are in the hologram, they're fighting, and then Kaiba just like, through all these years, Yugi, I've been trying to fight you, and all the scars you have left me. That's not what he's saying in Japanese at all. Not even close. He's kind of showing admiration. Oh, he's just like, through all these duels, you still kept a smile on your face. You got through everything I threw at you, and you still came out on top.
Somehow that's more gay.
Yeah, it is.
than the regular series.
Way more Dojin easy. Like, it's
You know what? Maybe the English dub is better.
It is.
I think I'll just say it outright and say that it's better. Kaiba doesn't need to admire nobody but himself.
He's not admiring as much as he's just like, I can't believe you're keeping such a good spirit about me almost beating you, but you still coming out on top. And not
he doesn't need that. He just needs to be like, nah, I'm winning now.
Basically,
I will win, and I will always win forever.
Yeah. So I got to talk to him, and it was really cool. And I got a photo with him, which was even cooler.
Oh, you have a photo with him?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was really cool. I should have done a selfie.
Should have sent it to me. I would put in the video.
Nah, I did it for my video.
Oh wow, keeping stuff for yourself, huh?
Mr. Hey DJ, what did you get at the con? That's for me by myself later.
Hey, it's in the video. You can see it.
Yeah, we weren't in the fucking house when you did it.
Yeah, it was great. That was actually my second. That was actually like my second take of that.
Oh really?
Yeah,
that's cool. I also
the first one I was doing this weird thing where every time I was done with it, I turned around to the bed and I just dropped it. And then I would cut back. And then I would just keep cutting to like the drop in top of each other.
And trying to get the drop right?
Yeah, no, it's literally, I was just like, there we go.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, you know what? Nah, I don't need to do this. I already edited this video enough.
That's funny. But yeah, it was definitely fun. I got a really cool Atem figure and a few nice prints for some coworkers and friends.
Oh man, you should do a video on that. Have you unboxed it already?
Nope. I'm not gonna unbox it until I have a place to put it. Because I need to reorganize my room.
You should do an unboxing video.
I will.
Yeah.
Once I get everything the way I want it.
And talk about it, that'd be cool. That's a cool.
Especially with if I upgrade my phone soon with the quality, I'm gonna be able to get on that.
You need a computer to run it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Because unless you want to edit straight through your phone, and I've tried that, and it's garbage.
Okay, my phone series is specifically for film editing.
Really?
Yeah. Seriously, like the next.
How do you edit like? Mini things. I mean,
what do you mean?
Like intricate things. Like how do you splice certain like sounds and like because like just the idea of like.
Well, okay, let me rephrase. There's a shooting mode that is specifically to upload to edit. Oh. There's going to be one at least because like I need to get the next.
Well, because like I have a video editor on my phone that has sort of the same abilities of like what you can do on a computer, but it's like let me try to cut this by like touching it and then touching something else, but then it sort of like doesn't compute that it's like I'm trying to splice it, right? So it keeps moving the bar and like I don't know. I hate it. I know. I'd rather just do it on a computer.
I feel you, but my computer's turning into like a doorstop soon. And like I either have to get a laptop or build a computer. ridiculous to get. Just
you might as well build one if you're going to go that route.
I should, cause like
that way you have a gaming console.
I don't game on the computer, even though I could.
You should.
I know I should.
You're not.
If
You're not
be able
me.
to play Cuphead.
You're not me. You don't. You just if you can just get games through like Steam.
Yeah, but like I still
you don't have my mental problem with this shit.
You don't. You've yet to. I'm building another deck. You know what my deck count's at right now?
A lot.
Going to be 15.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
that's not as much as some people though. So you shouldn't worry about it.
I went through the subreddit. Those are questions that get posted. How many decks do you own IRL? The biggest one I saw was 7.
Well, is that built decks ready to go, or is that their entire lives?
Built decks ready to go.
Come on, like everyone's built fuck ton. If people are into Yu-Gi-Oh that much, they have probably built a giant amount of decks in their time.
In their time, yes, but I have 14 ready to go.
Yeah, but just because you have the cards and you want them, that doesn't mean that. What's the difference?
What do you mean? What's the difference?
What's it like? Why does that make it worse if you have them all ready to go compared to
because
someone who
some
spent
of
their
the
entire
cards
life?
are overly expensive.
Yeah, but you have them ready.
I do, but I could have just easily swapped them.
How many have you made through your whole life?
My whole life?
Yeah.
Hold on. All right, let's count the 14 I have now, or call the 15 because the.
How many have you broken apart already?
I've broken them apart and rebuilt them into different builds. Like archetype wise.
Well, okay, let's say this deck is finished, and then you broke it, and then made another deck. But you count the one that's finished as one deck.
As one deck, like maybe 17 or 20
altogether.
In real life, yeah. Online, countless.
Well, of course.
Yeah, but
because that's fucking limitless.
Yeah.
But like all together plus the 4, like that's already including the 14 you've made, right?
Yeah.
So that's 20. That's not that
20,
bad.
20 or more.
That's
20.
Really, that's
20,
really not
22.
that bad. That's really not that bad.
But I haven't sold any of them. That's the thing, is that people do that.
You don't need to do that if you don't want to.
No, I know, but that's why people get mad at the game sometimes, because it's like they'll invest a lot into the deck that they're building, so they can flip it later on and then use that money to buy the next meta deck.
Well, that's just
that's the problem with the game.
Why is that a problem?
Because of how inconsistent the game is.
Well, why is that a problem though? Whose problem is that? The sellers or the buyers?
It's Konami because they don't have a set time for the ban lists.
No. That's not whose problem is it?
No,
Who's having a problem with the game being inconsistent?
The buyer, because they don't know when the time is to sell.
The buyer,
or the seller. Sorry.
So
the deck owner.
So, but
then they just decide, it's like, okay, do I need to sell this deck now?
Why is that a problem though? It's like, do you go into Yu-Gi-Oh to make money, or do you go to play the game?
They go to play the game, but they also go to play to win.
Yeah. So,
but if you don't know when your top meta deck is going to be smashed by the list, and then if it gets smashed by the list, you can't make your money back.
So why is that Konami's problem though?
Because they don't have a set time period for the list.
So why is that their problem that sellers can't sell their stuff?
It's not that they can't sell their stuff; it's that people don't know when to sell their stuff.
Yeah.
Because there is no set period in ban lists.
But that's how secondhand market always is though.
Secondhand market, yeah, but it'd be better if there were set ban list dates, because then they could prepare.
So then they could potentially sell a deck that might be ruined the next day.
Yeah, it might be. It also might not.
Yeah, but that's a risk to the buyer too.
True.
Why is that a problem? That's just a gamble for everybody.
It is like the whole game is a fucking wash. Let's be real. Like no one likes talking about this part because it makes you realize what you're actually doing.
What?
Spending obscene amounts of money on cardboard.
So people spend obscene amounts of money on bullshit all the time.
That's fair, but like you spend I just think you spend a fair amount in the room that we're sitting in, but you have replay value.
Yeah, because that's video games,
right?
I might regret buying something because I bought it full price and it's maybe like $11 now. But at the same time, a game's a game. It's not like
right. But I can't play some of my decks that I want to play because the list is different.
Yeah,
and then you can't just go to someone and go, okay, you can play by the current list, but I want to play by a previous list.
Yeah, but that's just how that's what happens when you play the game on that technical of a level. If you just played it casually, it doesn't necessarily matter.
True, but unfortunately,
but here's the thing though. That's the thing that I feel like you might be more for, because you have a bunch of decks, and it's more like maybe you keep them to be able to play with them in the future. Like why?
I have some that I've built specifically to duel with like Matt and other people casually after the tournament match.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have things that I have built specifically that I would prefer to use in a tournament setting because they have such a high ceiling.
Well, then in that case, then it's not that much of a problem though, because casual decks will always be casual.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, like it's in the same term as like I don't know, because this isn't a good example because this is fighting games, and you know, like I said, you don't really have to spend money for fighting games. But you know, if you have that character you play as to win, and then you have the rest of the cast to fuck around with.
Right, that's fair.
Like when I play Smash Bros with you guys, it's like
you never use Sonic.
You fucking I pick whoever because it's just fun to play.
Just like run it off on like you would use Sonic to if it was like okay. Now
I mean, we can say that there was a cut that happened because of the video player. That thing stops. But yeah, so basically, you know, you have that thing that you use for your professional game, but then you know you have the casual stuff too.
Right.
So I feel like if you make multiple decks, you know, it's like
the one thing I hate about myself in the Yu-Gi-Oh world at least is I make these decks, I never practice.
Why?
Why don't I practice?
Or why don't you use them? You built them.
I built them, but it's so hard to play online.
Well, I thought you built them physically.
I do build them physically, but I can only duel Matt. Matt has 2 decks. I would like for him to say, hey, here are some of my decks. Let's learn. But he doesn't, like, take it that into
He just wants to play what he plays.
No, not even that. He just doesn't, like, look into it as deep as I do sometimes. Because which is totally fair, because, like, his playstyle is OTK. Whether I like it or not, every single deck he's made has OTK'd. Fire Fists, they just grind you down until they can OTK. Cyber Dragons, straight OTK. Fluffles, straight OTK.
Yeah.
And the newest one, Gokis, link based, straight OTK. And it's like you just can't. Like it just happens that way. That's what he plays.
Well, you know, I mean, a good suggestion would be like one of my buddies from work is still super into Pokemon Go, and he has like a community. Like he has his Facebook group where they meet up at certain like meets to like because they have like Pokemon like raids now, stuff like that. So he talks to them like whatever. I feel like you should probably like get some of the people who used to go to pro play. Maybe if you can like people who are still here.
I try, but like. I know for a fact one of them works down at our local Target, but I don't know his name.
Or maybe go to the comic book store one. I don't know if you. I know you don't like it, but
they have one day for Yu-Gi-Oh.
Saturday, right? Yeah.
I'm always working.
Oh.
Problems of working in a movie theater, folks. You're always busy on the weekends.
Maybe if you try just to request being like, can I just have Saturdays off all the time?
You're hysterical.
I mean,
head bartender doesn't work that way. Believe me, but dude. If I could ask for Saturdays off,
what would they say? They just say no.
No, because I've done nothing but request for this Saturday because that's the long shift. And I need that.
That's fair.
And
but you also need to have fun sometimes.
Oh, I have fun. Like I definitely do, but like it's just.
Well, I'm saying if you're gonna go through the trouble of building your decks, isn't it sad that you're not playing them?
A little bit, and it does annoy me. But like, I've actually contemplated dueling myself.
Why don't you? I used to.
Yeah, but using 2 completely different decks and just having all the cards face up and then wondering it's like...
I didn't even have them face up. I legit walked back and forth and played them.
That's what I meant. Like, have them both, like, there and then, like, play out one full hand and have, like, all of, like, the traps ready.
You just have to be unbiased about it.
Exactly. And just, like, what would you actually
What's your probability here?
Right.
That's how I learned the game, actually. Or that's how I got better at it. It's just when you play yourself. Because then you start to think about... 2 different playstyles.
Speaking of playstyles, another reason that like sometimes Matt doesn't like dueling me sometimes, I build decks that people fucking hate. No, you don't get it. Like Psyframes.
I mean, I hate people that beat me really badly. So that's could just be really good decks.
My decks don't let you play.
Do you okay?
No, you remember Psyframe?
Yeah.
You never went against Herald.
Did I?
Herald of Perfection?
Yeah, I did. You used to play that before.
Herald of Perfection.
Yeah. Play it online.
Okay, no, you're right. That is true. But I've built a more consistent one. Where I've had like 6 discards in my hand. That's 6 negates in 1 turn. And then you just can't play.
Why don't you just use it for tournaments?
Because I would lose.
Oh, okay then.
I know.
Okay then.
But like, it's one of those things. Like,
but here's the thing: if
I
you
haven't
play them
been-
in tournaments, then people don't have a choice.
True.
Unless they give up, then you win.
But then they would hate me.
Why does that matter now?
Why does it matter?
Why, okay, you want to play a deck.
Because I like to duel after the tournament.
You want to
match.
play a deck that people hate, but don't want people to hate you.
Because I stand up for these decks, so I probably should be playing them in tournament if I could. If I don't. Okay, you know what? Right.
Where is the logic there?
Here's the logic. I always get paired up against Johnny from down the street playing a hero deck with no sleeves, and I feel like a shitbag.
Then don't like OT came in one turn.
It's not the point. The point is
you make them feel good about losing.
You can't with these things, dude. If the main goal is to not let you play long enough to where I just obliterate you, that's not fun.
I don't know. If you're talking about an example like that, then
it's
obviously...
like kaijus. No one likes playing against kaijus. Because kaijus are fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Really annoying.
Yeah.
More so, almost.
But I don't care if you hate me if I play it.
Of course not.
Yeah. So you have to accept that, though.
I just haven't been to a tournament in ages.
Then go to one.
I can't.
When's the slow season? Slow season of movies.
Oh, we just missed it.
Okay, then why didn't you go?
Because I was busy sleeping.
All right. So there you go.
And trying to get a hold of your ass.
There you go.
Jesus fuck. Anyway.
You need to go sometime.
I know.
Legit, real talk right now. You need to, if you're gonna... Here's the thing, right?
I have a tier 1 deck right now.
Here's the thing, right? Okay. I have a bunch of video games. I can literally play this whenever. Like this won't ever go away. Right? And I can play this with people
or
by myself. And it's just here always. That's why I don't buy games digitally. Because for the fear that it might one day just not exist anymore. Like PT.
Oh, yeah.
Like PT, like the Simpsons arcade game.
True.
Those are gone. Like the Marvel arcade games that came out that I luckily have one of on the Xbox 360. Those are gone. But, you know, I always have them. But the fact that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is sort of like, is always
changing.
A two-player game, I mean.
Yeah.
Can't say it's a one-player game.
No, I'm agreeing with you. Yeah.
Okay. But it's always a two-player game, so you always need someone to play with. And because I don't play anymore, we don't, you don't come over here. We don't have, like, the whole big thing anymore that we used to. So you should, I mean, if it, because just hearing you say, I have 14 decks and I don't do anything with them, you sound fucking sad about that.
It's not that I feel sad about it, it's just that I wish I had more people to play with.
Exactly, but that's what I mean, like.
But, like, I would play online, but you deal with rage quitters, and then you deal with people who don't believe you.
About what?
Your deck working, because the one client you can use is, it's a dueling network clone. And then if someone's like, you can't do that, and they type it.
You don't have
there are no judges.
No, what's that other one? The other program?
Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro?
Yeah.
You do, but it's buggy because links.
Oh, really?
They're still figuring it out.
Oh.
And, like there's a Chinese one that's still in beta, and then the one that's out now is actually buggy from what I've heard. And like you have to like manually update and manually put in the cards, like manually put in the card art, and it's like on my 97 gigs I have to work with.
Right.
So like I would, and like Matt and I duel online, but like I'm still dueling Matt. Like we duel over Skype.
Yeah.
And it's like it's comfortable that way because like we don't have to type anything, and we're gonna say, hey, this is what this does, okay? It's like okay, instead of type and then just waiting and then SRY AFK, what you doing? You know, it's just like I'm trying to activate this. It don't do that. Yes, it does. No, it don't.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's the thing though. It's like you're never off Saturday, so you can't go to any local event.
Believe me, I would. Like, if I had a Saturday off and I could go, I'd totally grab some. But then again, it's also me waking up before fucking noon and finding a way to get down to the shop.
Yeah.
Because
it's only once, and it's more than Uber.
Yeah, it is worth an Uber, but like, you're gonna roll your eyes so fucking hard. There is no prize pool for Yu-Gi-Oh, especially at the comic shop.
See, I didn't roll my eyes.
Yeah, I know.
I just looked at you really hard.
Looked at me because you're like, are you fucking kidding me? Because if you go to the comic shop, you're not going against the tiers that you would at like Pro Play, but Pro Play doesn't exist down here anymore.
Yeah,
and it's like when you went to Pro Play, granted, you got your shit rocked, but you also learned something.
So what So what are you trying to look for in this game?
A little bit of competitiveness to make me think. Not people.
How often did you go to pro play?
Pretty often.
Yeah.
Like I probably went. It doesn't sound like a lot, but I probably went like 2 or 3 times a month. Maybe I tried to.
Yeah, that isn't a lot compared to them.
Well, they work there.
I mean, so the entire pro play team is like, are they all employed there, or do they have people who aren't that go there?
Well, they have the people who go there to play on like the tournament days because they have like jobs.
Mm-hmm.
But there are people that are a part of the team that like they go there and like they just practice, and then they like sort cards, and then they sort orders, and they get orders made for the website and all.
Did you ever try to apply to them?
Yeah, you know what the starting position is? Card sorter. I'm good.
How much is that?
$100 for every 5,000 cards. It sounds good on paper.
100 for every 5,000. How many cards do you think they go through a day? Or a sorter goes through a day?
So I don't know how much a sorter goes through, but you do not get to choose what game you're sorting.
That's fair, but
dude, think right now. You're sorting Yu-Gi-Oh cards alphabetically by set.
Don't you do that anyway?
I don't have as many sets as they do.
I'm just trying to think though. What is the statistic of that? How many cards are you gonna go through a day? $100 a day? That's not that bad.
No, not a day. Every 5,000 cards. You can stop and pick it up the next day. Because I tried sorting Magic cards out of the Gathering. Dude,
that's true.
You get nauseous because the smell of playing cards gets to you. And it wasn't like the cleanest shop in the world. It was dusty.
It had a dog in it.
Huh?
It had a dog in it.
Dog?
Yeah, there was that dog that was always there.
Where was that red dog?
And every time I went there was a dog.
At Pro Play Games?
Yeah.
When did you go to Pro Play Games?
Dude, that guy brought his dog in. And it happened twice.
Pro Play?
Yeah.
Down on Military next to the pawn shop?
Yes.
I do not remember a dog.
There was
being
the tiny
there.
dog there. It was adorable. It was very nice.
Oh, the guy behind the counter. Yeah, that dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he wasn't there all the time. Like that was pretty much the only times I saw him.
I don't know, I've seen him there every time. So that's me. To me, that's every time.
Okay, yeah.
To me, that's every time. Because every time I've been there.
He was there.
Except maybe that time I went with you. But every time I've been there by myself, I've seen that dog.
Fair.
And it's adorable.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Dogs can sometimes, if you're not used to them.
Right. Well, but yeah, it's mentally taxing. Just like talking about all that. But it's a stressful game because you are. Especially when you're in like the format that we're in now, it's a transitional format. The next ban list is supposed to come out in November.
Well, to be honest, I just feel like you're kind of missing like the community part of it.
Because the community's gone.
Yeah.
Literally, like that is a thing that happened in the community that was here. Pro Play left, and then people stopped playing in real life. Like I've talked to people.
Yeah, like after Pro Play left, it's like I'm done, not playing anymore.
No, not playing anymore. They just don't play in real life that much, except with their friends, but they play online. But it's like, one of my friends drove to Kissimmee for the regional. And like...
Did you go? No.
Hell no. I'm not on a regional level. Like,
why not? Do you need to win more in locals in order to get to regional?
No, you can go... you have to go to a regional qualifier.
Ah.
And then you got to get your invite there, and then... You don't have to use the same deck, but... Most people will use like a cheese deck to get their invite, and then they'll bring their real deck to regionals. Like I would bring cubics to just burn people to death, and then I'll get my invite, and then I'll bring like Pendulum Magicians.
That's when you start to try to win, right?
Yeah. And like I have the meta cards, like they're ready.
That's what I'm saying though. Like you spend a lot of money on like building top tier decks, but it doesn't seem like you do too much with them.
I do a mat to practice, but like Matt, if you're listening, I don't mean this in a bad way, like at all. But
Matt, he hates you.
Shut the fuck
He hates
up.
your decks.
Yeah,
Stop playing OTK, Matt.
No, I have lost so many times to Matt.
Matt, it's all your fault.
It is ridiculous how many times I've lost to Matt. Where I've built decks.
But he's good.
No, his decks are just fucking consistent.
Because he's good.
He is. He's good with the decks he has.
See, Matt, I think you're good.
Shut the fuck up. I just said that he's good with the decks he has. I said the phrase, he's good. Fuck you.
It's like I edit that part out and just leave the fuck you.
Oh, I hate you
Fuck
so
you,
much.
Matt. Good thing I'm too lazy to edit this podcast. Though.
I stole from my mom's purse. I hate Vicky, and I stole from my mom's purse. But like when you want to be like the quote unquote top tier players, you have to duel against those people.
Yeah.
And it's hard when like you're going against someone who has like casual-ish decks with like top tier decks, and you just win with a top tier deck against a casual deck. Well, no shit.
Yeah.
It just works that way. You know, like if you whipped out your hero, no, that's literally me whipping out the spirals going against your raccoons. That'd be.
I have no idea what that means to me anymore.
It would be raccoons versus dragon rulers.
Which dragon rulers?
Ravine rulers.
Which raccoons?
I don't know. Any of them.
The modern raccoons are probably better than the raccoons of around Dragon Ruler's time.
That's fine. We still don't need spell cards.
Yeah.
I mean, like full power Ravine rulers.
I guess so.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Dark Matter Turbo.
What?
Dark Matter Dragon.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. It'd be like, damn, this isn't even fun. Like, spiral turns in the OCG are 14 minutes for a turn. And they end in from what the OCG players say, it says if you end with this board, you win the game. Period.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's just not fun.
Yeah. For
someone who just wants to play casually. Because like no one wants to like look at a board and go, okay, well, you have a Gamma Seal with counters, a Gamma Seal with 4 counters, Archord Christia to stop special summons, and you have now done a thing called Extra Link, which is you have a Link monster in your extra monster zone, a monster pointing down, a monster pointing over, pointing up, and also in the other extra monster zone, so it locked out your zone too, so you can't even special summon an extra deck monster. That's just not fun. Because it's like, you can't special summon, you can't activate anything, and you can't special summon, like, at all, period.
So why do you want to build a deck like that?
Because it wins.
Well, who are you winning against?
The mirror.
The what?
The mirror.
How many mirrors do you play?
A lot.
In real life?
A lot. If you're playing a top tier deck, a lot. Like, I watch streams.
That's what I'm asking, though. Like, how often do you go... Like I said, you don't play too often outside anymore since Pro Play left.
No, yeah, because
and even then, you only play like you said, like 3 times a month.
But I didn't have the top tier deck then. But when I was going, I went against the same deck the whole tournament. Like the whole tournament was the same deck I was going against.
Yeah.
And then when you're walking the tables, it was just mirror matches the whole fucking way around. Either that or they had the top tier deck. It was so consistent as an engine, they would just have it in their deck as like a combo starter.
Right. I mean, that's been like that for a while.
To the level where you needed 3 copies of a spell card, 2 copies of one monster, and 3 copies of another monster, and then maybe 4 extra deck slots. That's it. To end it with a Regeki Break on legs. That's pretty good. And it also accelerated your own plays. Like, the deck's dead now, for the most part. They banned, like, fucking 2 of the extra deck monsters, limited the main deck monster that gets all the plays going. So you can't even use the effect of that monster anymore. Yeah. Because it's at 1. Right. Because it summons another copy of itself from the deck. You can't even use its actual effect anymore. But anyway. So it's just a bunch of, like, if you want to be like in the top tier area, you'd have to find someone else who's in that area and wants to play at that level. Plus then,
I mean, you had that opportunity.
I did. Yeah. But I like that's not even.
Why didn't you play tier back then?
Play top tier then?
Yeah.
I couldn't get to the locals enough. I can't because the meta changes like all the time. Like it doesn't change all the time, rather.
Then why do you have the top tier stuff now?
Because it's so cheap. Like I built it when it was cheap for fun, and then the ban list happened, and then it became tier 1 because it was like the most viable thing right now. But then you get into whole side decking. Yeah. That's a whole nother beast. Where you're just trying to outwit the mirror.
Well, yeah, I used to tell you about that.
Yeah, and that's why it's even crazier now, especially with the OCG and everything that they're doing over there. But actually, I found one funny story I wanted to read, and I found this from the Best Friend subreddit as well. And I'm just gonna read the headline here because I think it's applicable since you're reading Naruto now.
Reading Naruto.
Watching it, rather, okay?
Well, I don't...
There's a reason I said reading right there, because it's part of the headline. Target Burglar says Naruto books were teaching him how to be a ninja.
Where ninjutsu is basically magic.
Some thieves break into stores to steal money, others break in to steal jewelry. And then there are those who just break in, quote, practicing entering and exiting buildings like a ninja after reading Naruto books.
He obviously didn't do it successfully.
Let's see. Come on, where is it? The alarm company observed the suspect in the on-camera making forced entry into the business, police wrote in the Facebook post. Officers quickly arrived in the scene and checked the area. One of our officers observed a suspect walking away from the business matching the suspect description seen on camera.
Where'd he sneak in from? Like, this would be pretty sick if he was on the roof.
No, it wasn't. He admitted to police that he broke into the store, quote, because he was reading the book Naruto Volume 5. Which was teaching him, quote, how to be a ninja and how to enter secured areas.
How long ago was this?
This?
Yeah. Please tell me this isn't recent.
October 9th, 2017.
Somebody read Naruto Volume 5 in 2017 and decided, hey, I want to be a ninja. Yeah, of course, too. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course he was male.
Yeah.
That is what I'm saying.
Dunwoody police said in a Facebook post, Naruto is a Japanese comic that follows an adolescent ninja.
You know, that's my favorite part about the video I did, was they even sold American mangas, and I showed a picture of comic books. I love...
First degree burglary charge. Get fucked.
Oh, poor guy. I mean, it's his fault, but...
Yeah, I thought you could get it.
That's funny.
Oh my god. I can't believe that, actually. Yeah, so...
Well, I mean, things like that happen too much.
Very.
That's why we should ban all Japanese media from America.
All those Chinese big-eyed cartoons.
Because clearly they're all just Satan.
Yep.
They're all Satan.
That's it. Nail right on the head.
I'm gonna top Eminem's diss with my diss to Japanese comics.
I haven't even heard that yet.
Oh my god, dude, it is incredible.
Alright, should we cut it there so we have something to...
I'm not putting that in.
Of course not, but I want to watch it.
Man, you should. Right after this podcast.
Alright.
How long have we been going?
Long enough. We're at
what else
2:30.
What else do we have to talk about?
I'm pretty sure that's about it. I think we hit the good enough topic for our first podcast. I'm pretty sure everyone would have stopped listening by now.
I would have stopped listening like 10 minutes in.
Yeah, I would have too, but fuck
hey, let's talk about Mother. Have you seen it? Nope.
Nope. All right. Well, enough of this podcast.
Well, anyway, so let's talk about it. It's like, all right.
Done.
All right. Thank you guys, but I will not be tuning in to episode 2.
Yeah, right.
But if you have stuck this long,
we appreciate it a lot.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matt. You're awesome. You're really cool. And thank you to...
Maybe you should have been here, Matt.
Oh, God, we're doing this now.
Getting called out on the first episode. I did that so much on T4K.
Yeah, I bet. No, I know. I've heard.
I was like, thanks, Nick and John, for showing up. But not you, Michael.
Almost considering I would lament that I can't be there.
Yeah. Doesn't stop us from calling you out.
Fucking cucks.
Man, at what point did you stop showing up altogether? No, you were there till the end.
I was there till oh fuck you.
You were there till you were one of the last.
Immediately assumed I stopped showing up.
It was you and me and John.
I threw the only one who didn't throw money down for the capture card.
You're right. You're right. You're right. He was there to the end too. Somehow
he was there till the end.
Because he wouldn't show up if it was a group. He'd show up if it was just me.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Oh man. But yeah, if you want to watch T4K, one of the best channels of all time.
You should watch Fierce Punch. DJ does put up some really funnily edited content.
I actually finally upload sometimes.
Yeah.
On occasion.
I occasionally upload. Most of my stuff is directly from my phone.
You should upload more.
I should.
I feel like you have a better opportunity. Why don't you do deck profiles?
Because all my stuff is net decked and it's already up somewhere else.
Pretend like you be a chef and pretend like you made it.
No, that's bad etiquette. That's
Why?
Honestly, bad etiquette.
Why?
Because they're already up and they are like.
Change one thing.
No, deck profiles are usually put up after the big Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro combo videos. And that it wouldn't be because
chef it up and change one thing.
That completely fucks up the deck and ruins it, and I get called out in the comments. Why are you playing this card, you scrub? It's a brick. Might as well take that out and put an upstart.
Be like, oh, you're right. And then, like, thank you for teaching, thank you for showing me.
Totally, yeah.
Like, do it all under the nose.
Oh, you're right. Oh, it'd be so much better if I took that out.
Dang, you know, it's because I made this deck by myself that I didn't really even think about that. Thank you.
Shut the Yeah, I should totally take out this one lone copy of Monster Reincarnation and put in Max C.
Hey man, it's totally okay in the culinary world. It should be okay in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh yeah, totally.
That is my recipe because I added cumin.
I have to show you a thing with cumin. It's so fucking funny.
Oh god, what is it?
It's a stand-up bit. It's really funny.
Oh man.
Yeah. Anyway, you'll be saying that while watching it. Anyway. Thank you for listening.
This is loud lights, bright noises.
Thank you, people from my job who told me I should podcast. I'm going to be bugging you with this video until you watch it.
Yeah, fucking watch this movie.
Listen to it. You can just put it in the background. And
just tell them to listen to it while they're at work.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, thanks again. So this is DJ Lolicon Trash.
And this is Michael Jotaro Kujo.
Jotaro Kujo?
That's his name.
Oh, I thought you meant like Cujo, like the dog.
No, his last name is Kujo.
Oh, I was about to say. Kujo. Is that based on the dog?
No.
Oh.
It's just his name. The surname.
Oh, okay. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, the dog from the Stephen King book.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, I totally know.
You watched It recently.
I want to.
Or by watch It, I mean you listen to a couple lines.
No, if you want to watch it, I'm down to go watch it.
Nah, I'm gonna watch it by myself. Because I'm a pussy.
What the fuck?
Because I'm a pussy.
We could watch it in an empty fucking theater.
Yeah, but you're there.
In different rows.
You're there.
In different rows.
It's okay.
Literally, you can be in the top and I can be in the top and you can be in the fucking middle of the theater.
Man, that sounds like this is about to turn into a different kind of podcast.
Hey, and on that note.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Much appreciated.
All right.
That was
perfect.